Apocalypse. In the first 7 days, I frantically stockpile 300 billion in supplies. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 26. Easily resolve a war of women. Mingaihu restaurant is closed now, but this does not affect Xiao Fan. Xiao Fan made a phone call, and Tan Fifei came to greet her in person. Seeing Zhang Weilan next to Xiao Fan, Tan Fifei couldn't help sighing secretly. This man is really good, and the women around him are really hard-working, but the quality of them is all top-notch. Xiao Fan asked Tan Fifei to prepare a sumptuous dinner, and he and Zhang Weilan entered the private room. Soon Tan Fifei personally delivered the dinner. Xiao Fan and Zhang Weilan began to have a happy meal. Just when the two people brought the atmosphere to boiling point and were about to release, the door of the private room was pushed open, and Yang Kun walked in. Yang Kun stood at the door looking at Zhang Weilan and said with a charming smile, "This beautiful lady, Mr. Xiao specially sent you a song tonight. I wish you a happy meal." Xiao Fan remembered that she was really negligent this time, and completely forgot about Yang Kan, so she could only keep winking at Yang Kan, but Yang Kan turned a blind eye and started singing. Singing her own song, famous song Sad Rain. Zhang Weilan quickly recognized Yang Kan, and excitedly held Xiao Fan's hand and said, "Xiao Fan, is this a surprise you gave me? I never thought that you would find the big star Yang Kan in such a short period of time." Chen. Xiao Fan was speechless for a while, and kept winking at Yang Kan, hoping that the aunt would leave quickly, but Yang Kan's mood is getting worse and worse, because she is singing Sad Rain, but Zhang Weilan is still so happy. Yang Kan was almost on the verge of breaking out. At this moment, Yang Kan's cell phone rang, and Yang Kan's singing stopped abruptly. Zhang Weilan couldn't help complaining in her heart, "This is too unprofessional." Yang Kan looked at his mobile phone, and then answered the call. "Xiaoan, call me at this time. What's the matter, sister? Please comfort me. I failed my thesis defense again. I am really very, very uncomfortable. This is my third thesis defense, and I feel that I am really a waste." Yang Kan suddenly felt that he and his sister were both a tragedy. Although he had a successful career, his love life was not going well. Xiao Fan didn't take himself seriously at all, and treated him like this. She suddenly felt sad, and could no longer control her emotions, crying loudly, "You need my sister to comfort you when you are in a bad mood, but who will comfort you when your sister is in a bad mood? Isn't it just a paper? Did you fail the defense? What's the big deal? Is it okay for my sister to support you? Sister, why are you in such a bad mood? Has anyone bullied you?" Xiao Fan feels that things are extremely bad. Today is the first time she and Zhang Weilan are dating, so there must be no accidents. So Xiao Fan hurriedly left his seat, came to Yang Kan and asked, "Miss Yang, what's going on with you? Why did you lose control of your emotions all of a sudden?" Yang Kan looked at Xiao Fan coldly and said, "Why do I lose control of my emotions? Are you still?" She originally wanted to get mad at Xiao Fan, but seeing Xiao Fan's fierce eyes, she forcibly endured it, swallowed back half of what she had said, and changed her words. "My sister didn't defend her doctoral thesis yet. Pass. She needs to be comforted, but as a sister, I don't know how to comfort her." Xiao Fan laughed and said, "It's a very small thing. I'll help you comfort her." While saying that, Xiao Fan took the phone from Yang Kan, and took the opportunity to say in a low voice, "Don't make trouble for me. I will explain to you afterwards." Then he put the mobile phone to his ear and said, "I'm your sister's boss. Isn't it just that I didn't pass the thesis defense? It's no big deal. By the way, you have a PhD? What major are you studying?" "Hello boss, I am studying bioengineering research. But this is the third time I have failed the thesis defense, and I will never have the opportunity to work in a top biological research laboratory." Xiao Fan's eyes lit up when he heard Yang Kan's younger sister's answer. Didn't he just think about recruiting some bioengineering students? So Xiao Fan smiled and said, "Don't you just want to work in a top biological laboratory? There is no problem at all. I decided to set up a top biological laboratory. I will invite you when you are here. Would you like to join, boss? Is what you said true or false?" Yang Kan's younger sister was obviously very surprised. "Do I have to joke with you? Thank you so much boss, and it's a top salary. How about an annual salary of 10 million, boss? It seems that today is not April Fool's Day." "Of course not. Are there any classmates willing to join?" "Really, I have a very good girlfriend. Although she was able to graduate smoothly, she hasn't found a job yet. The annual salary is also 10 million. Wow, boss, you are so kind. I love you so much. My best friend and I will report to you tomorrow. Then I look forward to your visit." Then ended the call. Xiao Fan returned the phone to Yankin and said with a smile, "Don't be sad now. Your sister is very happy now." Yankin nodded vigorously. His heart was full of emotion. This man still cares about himself very much. In order to make himself happy, he even spent so much effort to please his sister. He really shouldn't have trouble with him. He being with this woman must have my own difficulties. I should try to understand him and embrace everything he does. So Yankin said seriously, "I'm sorry, boss. I didn't sing the song just now well, or I'll sing it again." Xiao Fan nodded. Yankin sang a very cheerful song again. And then left. Zhang Weilin looked at Xiao Fan and asked, "You just paid such a high price for comforting her sister?" Xiao Fan took Zhang Weilin's hand seriously and said, "Fool, I just followed the trend. Her younger sister happens to be studying bioengineering research, and I promise to help you awaken your abilities, just in need of talents majoring in biology. Help me with my research, so it's a win-win thing." Zhang Weilin looked at Xiao Fan affectionately after listening and said emotionally, "Xiao Fan, you are so kind to me. You are so kind to me. I feel a little inferior to you. I seem to think that I am not worthy of making you pay so much money." Xiao Fan gently hugged Zhang Weilin into her arms and said with a smile, "Don't think so much about it. If you don't deserve my kindness to you, who else deserves it? In my eyes, you are flawless. You are the most proud princess in the world, and I am willing to hold you in the palm of my hand for the rest of my life." At this moment, Zhang Weilin felt that she was the happiest woman in the world. Chapter 27 Female Doctor, Start Hoarding. Both of them are a bit reluctant to part, but Xiao Fan still sent her home. Today is the first date. You can't go too far, even if you consider your father-in-law's face. You can't go too far. Then Xiao Fan drove back to Zishan Villa. After parking the car, I couldn't help shaking my head slightly. I could have been accompanied by a beautiful woman today, but I don't know if Yankin is still angry with himself at this moment. He was thinking wildly. Suddenly there was applause in the underground garage. The lights came on, and the slim big star Yankin stood in front of him. Xiao Fan walked over and was about to explain why such an accident happened, but Yankin hugged him tightly and said excitedly, "You don't need to say anything. It's all my fault. When you coax my sister like that when I'm happy, I know how important I am in your heart." This woman really misunderstood. Since she misunderstood, then she misunderstood. The end of the world will come in a few days. It is rare to be confused. Why do you need to be so clear about everything? So the big star Yankin stayed at Zishan Villa for the night. The next morning, Xiao Fan woke up early. Yankin asked in a daze, "Why did you get up so early?" Xiao Fan smiled and said, "You can go to sleep. I'm going to the warehouse to pick up the goods, and I have to go to the frozen food company to pick up the goods, and then I have to meet your sister." Yankin replied weakly, "I can't get up even if you want me to. I'm not as energetic as you, but I've been tortured by you. I feel like I won't be able to get out of bed for 3 days." Xiao Fan said with a smile, "It can't be so exaggerated." Yankin said angrily, "Don't you know how much you have toil yourself?" Xiao Fan comforted, "Don't starve yourself. There is food in the refrigerator. I will come back as soon as possible to accompany you." Yankin hummed and asked, "Are you really building a laboratory for my sister?" Xiao Fan nodded and replied, "Of course it's true. I didn't lie to your sister. I was very serious about what I said to her. When I see her today, I will discuss with her about purchasing the equipment needed for the laboratory." Yankin hummed and stopped talking, with endless sweetness on his face. Xiao Fan left. He had just received a message from Hu Miao that a large amount of supplies had been shipped to the warehouse. He had to put these supplies into a supernatural space first, and then went to Zhang Weilin, and brought those quick frozen foods along the way. "Take it into your own supernatural space." Xiao Fan didn't want to be in such a hurry, but the time was too urgent. What's more, the interstellar iron beetle has already descended on this planet. Maybe I don't have 7 days. No, it should be said that I don't even have 6 days. Because of the unexpected impact of his rebirth this time, the army of interstellar iron beetles may come early at any time, and this world may enter the end of the world at any time, so he must race against time to stock up. Xiao Fan left the villa and went to his own warehouse first, where he brought a large amount of beef, mutton and daily necessities, which can be used for hundreds of years. Those who traded with themselves thought they were taking advantage, and were afraid that Xiao Fan would repent. So they acted more anxious than Xiao Fan, faster than Xiao Fan expected, and transported a large amount of trading materials to Xiao Fan designated warehouse, because in the hearts of those who think they have taken advantage of Xiao Fan, as long as Xiao Fan accepts their goods, there will be no chance to regret it. Of course, Xiao Fan would not consider the specific psychological activities of these people. He really didn't have the time, and he didn't bother to care about them. As far as he can get supplies, he doesn't care about everything else. Then contact Zhang Weilin. On the phone Zhang Weilin giggled and said, "I tell you some good news. My mother scolded my father severely last night." "Why did your mother scold your father? Is it because of something between me and you? Because of the matter between us?" "My mother said that my father was hypocritical, and praised me for being very discerning, and immediately caught a wealthy son-in-law. My mother said that my father is not satisfied, but he is not satisfied with you? What if they are all dissatisfied with you, then who in this world is qualified to be her son-in-law?" It seems that the mother-in-law loves her son-in-law. Don't be ugly. If you have time, hurry up and come to the company to find me. My father wants to discuss the specific details of the transaction with you. After finishing the call, Xiao Fan went directly to Zhang Weilin's company to find her, and then whatever her future father-in-law said, Xiao Fan agreed to it. In the end, Zhang Weilin took Xiao Fan to the warehouse, and collected more than 2 billion speed food into her supernatural space. Zhang Weilin was greatly shocked, but in the end Zhang Weilin also took the initiative to promise to keep Xiao Fan a secret, telling the company that no one is allowed to open the cold storage without permission. Xiao Fan took Zhang Weilin and her father to his property management company, and halfway received a call from Yang Can's younger sister, Yang Yun, saying that she and her best friend would arrive at the headquarters of the Xiao group soon. Xiao Fan asked her to wait for herself when she arrived. After arriving at the property management company, Xiao Fan handed over all the matters, and then invited Zhang Weilin to go to the headquarters of Xiao group with her. Zhang Weilin immediately accepted the invitation. It made her father extremely depressed, and kept sighing in his heart. Girls are indeed extroverted. Xiao Fan drove Zhang Weilin to his headquarters. On the way, Xiao Fan said, "Weilin, I plan to provide you with a few more top research talents in the field of biology. It is not enough to recruit only 2 PhD their teachers dug here together. Let them study the awakening of abilities, and escort you." Zhang Weilin was very moved when he heard the words, but said worriedly, "But after all, this is an awakening ability. They have never touched it before. Can they really conduct related research?" Xiao Fan smiled confidently. "If you only rely on them, of course there is no such possibility. But don't forget that there is me. I can give them key research materials, so they will definitely do it. It just takes time, that's all. I hope you don't worry." Zhang Weilin hummed obediently, full of longing for the future life. Seeing the expression on Zhang Weilin's face, Xiao Fan really couldn't bear to tell her the truth. In fact, their future is not good. They can be happy for a few days. Let's wait until the end of the world comes to talk about things after the end of the world. When I came to the headquarters of the Xiao group, I soon met Yang Yun and her best friend Lin Xiaoxiao. This is a girl who looks weird at first glance. She doesn't look like a female doctor at all. They are chatting together accompanied by Qiao Yun. After seeing them, Xiao Fan introduced themselves to each other. Xiao Fan asked directly, "Is your mentor good? How much do you think I can pay for your mentor?" If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 28: The Female Doctor with Social Cow Syndrome. Xiao Fan was just stunned, and asked, "Why do you all have this expression? Is it very difficult to poach your mentor?" Yang Yun sighed softly. "Mr. Xiao, do you know why I failed my thesis defense 3 times? Xiao Fan asked. "Why?" Yang Yun explained, "It's because our supervisor is too old and has been sick and bedridden for nearly 2 years, so he doesn't have the energy to tutor me at all, so my thesis defense is so difficult." Xiao Fan was speechless. For a person with limited mobility, it is indeed of no value to dig it. Xiao Fan looked at Lin Xiaoxiao and asked, "Aren't you the same supervisor? So how did you pass your graduation thesis defense?" Lin Xiaoxiao replied with a little pride, "That's because I can flatter, and I can also rub against my tutor. Although my tutor doesn't have the energy to tutor me, I go to rub other people's tutors, so please ask for your advice." Yang Yun smiled bitterly and said, "She is a patient with social cow syndrome. I can't compare with her. I really can't do what she does." Mr. Xiao asked, "In your school, who is the best in the field of biology?" Lin Xiao proudly showed off, "Of course it's the mentor I'm dating now. She is really a very, very powerful mentor. She is only 21 years old this year, younger than the two of us. But she is already in this field. It's a big cow, and it's the kind of big cow with a ceiling, and it's a veritable genius mentor for beautiful girls." Yang Yun added, "Professor Fang received his PhD compared to her. This one seems to be trash. Even the other professors in our school are also trash compared to her." Mr. Xiao's eyes lit up. "Isn't this just the talent he needs? If you need knowledge and knowledge, you need technology and technology. The key is to be young and energetic. It would be perfect if she is the leader in the research on the awakening of abilities." Xiao Fan then said, "Can you arrange for me to meet her? I plan to recruit her together. The sooner the better. The best is to see her today." Lin Xiao thought for a while and said, "She doesn't seem to love money as much as I do. I don't think Mr. Xiao may be able to impress her with money. But if Mr. Xiao really decides to poach her, he can contact her now. Let's see if she has time today." Xiao Fan nodded and said, "If you can accomplish this, I will reward you with another bonus." When Lin Xiao heard Xiao Fan's words, she immediately became excited, and immediately took out her mobile phone and started making calls. "Sister Lin, it's me, Lin big brother, Xiao. What do you have to do? I'm busy now, there are a lot of things waiting for me to do in the lab." Poor Sister Lin, she's either in class or doing experiments. No wonder you don't have a boyfriend, because you don't have time to talk about boyfriends at all. "I'm not doing an experiment, but tidying up the laboratory and preparing for the next experiment. Besides, you don't have a boyfriend, then I'll go over and help you now, okay? Let's keep each other warm. It's a good idea to be less nasty, but I won't treat you to dinner. You eat too slowly and take too much time. If you want to eat a big meal, I will give you money and you can eat it yourself, my sister Lin, then you can wait for me with peace of mind. Your big brother Lin will be here soon." After finishing the call, Lin Xiao looked at Xiao Fan triumphantly and said, "Mr. Xiao, everything is well arranged." Xiao Fan was speechless. "Who did you call just now? Are you fooling me? Are you talking to your mentor like this?" Yang Yun covered her mouth and snickered. Qiao Yun and Zhang Weilan beside her looked confused. Lin Xiao, "Mr. Lin, don't worry, how dare I lie to you? You are my boss, and I was indeed talking to Miss Fang Lin, a talented and beautiful girl professor just now. Although she is the tutor I am dating. But in reality we are very good sisters and best friends, and when there is no one in private, I am the older sister and she is the younger sister." Xiao Fan couldn't help stretching out a thumb and said, "You're awesome." Lin Xiao stretched out her jaded hand and said, "Mr. Lin, I have arranged for you what you want me to do for you. The reward you promised will not be honored, right?" Xiao Fan took out a black gold card from his body and handed it to Yang Yun, saying, "There are 30 million cash in it. Yang Yun, you can purchase all the first phase equipment needed for the biological laboratory now, and remember to only purchase equipment that can be shipped immediately." Suppliers. Yang Yun couldn't help shaking her hands after taking the black gold card. Then he said to Lin Xiao, "How much bonus do you want? Swipe yourself from this card." Lin Xiao giggled and said, "Forget it. I don't want a bonus for now. It's more important to purchase laboratory equipment." Xiao Fan praised, "I didn't expect that your consciousness is still very high. Don't worry, I won't treat you badly. I will give you the reward I promised. Now you will accompany me to see that Professor Fang Lin." Xiao Fan thought that it would be bad for so many people to rush to this kind of thing, so he went with Lin Xiao, and Zhang Weilan stayed in the company to help Yang Yun purchase equipment together. Zhang Weilan nodded in agreement without any complaints. Her heart was filled with incomparable touch and warmth. All that Xiao Fan did was for her. Of course she would not have any complaints, and would naturally cooperate with Xiao Fan with all her strength on the way. Lin Xiao asked curiously, "Mr. Xiao, if I'm not mistaken, that very beautiful Miss Zhang must be your girlfriend?" Xiao Fan nodded and said, "Very smart and accurate, she is indeed my girlfriend." Lin Xiao replied very proudly, "My eyes are very vicious, and I can see the essence through phenomena. For example, every time your beautiful female secretary accidentally sees you, Her eyes are shining with love, but when her eyes fell on your girlfriend, there was a kind of resentment, which meant that she had a crush on you. Xiao Fan was speechless. This woman could no longer be described as social cow syndrome. Lin Xiao sighed, but it's no wonder. Mr. Xiao is not only handsome, but also has an indescribable unruly temperament. This temperament is very attractive to girls. For example, when I saw Mr. Xiao's first with just one glance, I feel that my eyes are bright. Xiao Fan coughed and said, I said, Lin Xiao, isn't it too good for you to judge your boss face to face? You have to be careful, the reward red envelope I give you will shrink. Chapter 29 The Genius Beautiful Girl Professor. Xiao Fan smiled and said, oh, then I just chatted with you casually. Lin Xiao laughed again. Mr. Xiao, I can actually guess that the relationship between you and Sister Yang Yun must be very unusual. Xiao Fan glanced at Lin Xiao. Is this woman a little too smart? Is it a good thing or a bad thing to keep such a woman by her side? Lin Xiao immediately said, President Xiao, I just chat with you casually. Don't think about killing me without mercy. In fact, I was just guessing just now, but I didn't expect you to have such a reaction in your eyes, which just proves that your guess is completely correct. But don't take it too seriously, we girls just like some little gossip. There is no malice, Xiao Fan said helplessly. I said, do you know or not? Sometimes gossip can kill people. Lin Xiao said very seriously, I'll just chat with you this way alone. I won't tell anyone, it's just to satisfy my little curiosity. Xiao Fan was speechless, and decided not to chat with this eccentric female doctor in front of her, because if the chat continued, she didn't know what things would come out of the chat. But Lin Xiao obviously didn't know what embarrassment was, and she never stopped chattering along the way. If Xiao Fan's ability space can accept people, I will accept Lin Xiao. Fortunately, I arrived at Lin Xiao University soon, and under Lin Xiao's guidance, I went to the biology laboratory building. Lin Xiao got off the car with Xiao Fan, took Xiao Fan into the laboratory building, stopped outside a laboratory door in the basement, and signaled Xiao Fan to wait outside the door temporarily. Lin Xiao pushed open the door and walked in, and then Xiao Fan heard Lin Xiao giggling and saying, my sister Lin, do you miss me? Your big brother Lin is here to see you. Xiao, you are about to graduate with a PhD. Can you be serious? Don't be joking all day long. How can you find a job like this, my sister Lin? So you care about big brother so much? Then Lin big brother will tell you good news. Big brother, I not only found a good job, but also got a sky-high salary. How high is the sky-high price? The annual salary is 10 million. Go ahead and dream. There is still a maximum salary of 100 million in the dream. Don't mess around with me here. I still have a lot of things to do. My good sister, you don't believe what big brother said. Big brother, I really didn't mess around with you, and such a good thing. How could I forget my good sister? So I came this time to bring you a day great news. Could it be that you also found me a sky-high salary? My good sister, you guessed right away. The boss who recruited me also wants to scoop you up. I think he will agree to your annual salary of 100 million. Xiao Fan was speechless for a while listening outside. How could Lin Xiao offer such a sky-high salary for herself? Of course, it doesn't matter. Money, it will soon become waste paper. What's the point of 100 billion? But what made Xiao Fan puzzled was whether this Lin Xiao was a bit crooked, and his orientation was a bit abnormal. I heard Fang Lin say, don't talk about giving me 100 million, even if you give me 1 billion, I won't fool around with you. I just want to teach and do research quietly in the university. As for money, it is not that important to me, it is enough to meet the needs of life. Xiao Fan's heart sank. From Fang Lin's tone, she could tell that what she said was serious and from the heart. Such a person is the most difficult to deal with. You originally planned to use money to knock her unconscious, but they don't care about money at all, so it is very difficult to deal with. Fang Lin went on to say, stop messing around, help me wipe this machine together. Lin Xiao giggled and said, my good sister, you have to give big brother some face. My boss has already arrived and is outside the door. You don't really treat money like dung, do you? Now that he mentioned himself, Xiao Fan couldn't hide his face. He knocked on the door and opened it and walked into the laboratory. Then he smiled and introduced himself. Professor Fang, I am very glad to meet you. First of all, please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Xiao Fan and I am the president of Xiao Group. Xiao Fan looked at the talented and beautiful girl professor in front of him, although he seemed to be calm with a smile on his face, but there were still ripples in his heart. Fang Lin in front of her is not only very beautiful, but also has fair skin, especially wearing big glasses, which adds a lot of elegance to her extremely delicate face. She looks cute, youthful and beautiful. I really can't believe that she is a professor, and also a doctoral supervisor. Fang Lin was very surprised to see Xiao Fan, but she calmed down quickly and said, Mr. Xiao, I really feel honored to be valued by Mr. Xiao so much. But I'm afraid Mr. Xiao will be disappointed. I just want to stay in the university. I teach, I prefer to do experiments in the laboratory, and I don't have much desire to make money, Xiao Fan said with a smile. Since Professor Fang likes to do experiments, there is no problem at all, because I hired Professor Fang to do experiments. I will give Professor Fang the best laboratory in the world, and I will never let Professor Fang do some experiments, other things. And Professor Fang can ask for whatever treatment he wants, as long as Professor Fang can ask, I will agree. Fang Lin shook her head and smiled and said, Thank you Mr. Xiao for your generosity. But I'm afraid I'm going to disappoint Mr. Xiao. I was young before, and I don't have much desire for money. That's because I am a rich second generation. The assets I will inherit in the future are also calculated in units of 100 million. But I don't have much interest in this. I am willing to hand over all the family assets to my sister. Mr. Xiao said that I will offer you a top dollar. Are you that interested? Xiao Fan sighed softly. If the genius and beautiful girl professor in front of him couldn't be dug out by ordinary means, if he wanted to dodge her, he had to take an unusual way. Xiao Fan said with a smile, If Professor Fang is willing to cooperate with me, I can let Professor Fang's research enter a new field, a field that has never been touched on this planet. Will Professor Fang still reject me? Fang Lin looked at Xiao Fan blankly. If there is anything in this world that attracts Fang Lin, it must be scientific research. It can be said that Xiao Fan's words hit Fang Lin 7 inches just now, and it is fatally attractive to Xiao Fan, but she was not sure whether what Xiao Fan said was true or not. Are you fooling yourself? Chapter 30 The Ecstatic Girl Professor and the Lost Beautiful Doctor. So Xiao Fan continued, Professor Fang doesn't believe what I said and thinks I'm fooling you. Fang Lin nodded without speaking. Xiao Fan laughed. Actually, what I said is true. I can prove it to you. Lin Xiao asked curiously, Mr. Xiao, do you want to release a big move? What kind of big move is it? Xiao Fan looked at Lin Xiao and said, I want to have a private chat with Professor Fang. Can you go out first? Lin Xiao said dissatisfied. Mr. Xiao, it's meaningless for you to do this. You hired me to conduct related research. Is there any need to hide it from me? Don't I have the right to know what kind of work I will do in the future? Xiao Fan couldn't refute what this weird little woman said. Fang Lin also said, I think the small one is very reasonable. If you really have a new research field that we need to enter, you should be open and honest with us instead of hiding anything. Xiao Fan thought for a while and said, since Professor Fang has said so, let Xiao stay together. Lin Xiao immediately showed an excited smile. Her curiosity was satisfied, which made her feel extremely happy. Xiao Fan continued, but I have one condition. Both of you must agree to me, that is, no matter what you see, you must keep it absolutely confidential, and you must not reveal it to anyone. Lin Xiao hurriedly said, President Xiao, don't worry, my mouth is the tightest. Even if the sky falls and the ground sinks, my mouth will still be closed. Fang Lin also nodded and replied, it doesn't matter whether what you let me see interests me or not, but it's all about your trust in me, and it's all about your privacy. After I see it, there's nothing we can do about it, cooperation, and I will never disclose it to anyone. Xiao Fan nodded and said, this is a brand new creature that I asked you to study. It is a creature that has never been seen on our planet. It is a creature that belongs to outer space. You can call it an alien, or call it an alien, call it an alien creature. Lin Xiao opened his mouth wide and said, Mr. Xiao, I know that you may be fooling people, but you can't fool people in this way. This way of fooling people is too much. Let alone Professor Fang, even it's too much. It's so insincere. Fang Lin sneered and said, Mr. Xiao, what you said is too much. If you really have alien creatures for me to study, I will join your sect immediately, and I won't ask you for a penny of salary. I can even do it myself, bring dry food, and then support Mr. Xiao. Fang Lin's ability to say such a thing also shows that she doesn't believe a word Xiao Fan said. Xiao Fan didn't mind the attitude of the talented and beautiful girl professor, but still smiled. Professor Fang, I just want to confirm one thing now. Is the promise you said just now a joke or a serious one? Fang Lin said with a smile. If Mr. Xiao is not joking, I am not joking. Mr. Xiao is serious and I am serious too. Xiao Fan nodded and said seriously, if that's the case, then we'll make a deal. After Xiao Fan said that his right hand was born, Fang Lin looked at his right hand in puzzlement and asked, Mr. Xiao, what does this mean? Xiao Fan explained, of course it's a high five. Lin Xiao didn't wait for a Fang Lin to say anything. She slapped Xiao Fan, and said, I also join this bet. If what Mr. Xiao said is true, I don't want an annual salary of 10 million. Xiao Fan smiled and looked at Lin Xiao. I know you are a woman who loves money very much, don't regret it, Lin Xiao said proudly. Mr. Xiao, you look down on people too much? Although I, Lin Xiao, like money very much, but I, Lin Xiao, also have my own pride. What I say is just splashed water, and I plan to take it back. I said if I don't want the annual salary, I don't want the annual salary. Xiao Fan smiled and looked at Zhou Dao around the laboratory. I will take out the alien creatures that you think are fooling you now, but there is not enough space in this laboratory. Let's clean it up first, Fang Lin hurriedly said. The instruments and equipment in the laboratory are all very precise. You are not allowed to move them casually, and you can't move them outside. Otherwise, Fang Lin stopped abruptly after speaking halfway, because she had already petrified. She witnessed what she had only seen on TV in her life. In an instant, everything in her laboratory was emptied, leaving only an empty room. Fang Lin's brain completely stopped functioning in an instant, and Lin Xiao opened her mouth wide enough to stuff a fist into it. Xiao Fan said with a smile, this way there will be more space. After speaking, he took out the corpse of the interstellar iron beetle that he had collected in his supernatural space. The entire experimental building really trembled, because the weight of the interstellar iron beetle was too great, and it was suddenly taken out, which caused a moderate vibration. The shock this time also completely woke up Fang Lin and Lin Xiao. They had just regained their sanity and sobriety, and they were petrified again in an instant, because they saw the corpse of the interstellar iron beetle. It turns out that everything Xiao Fan said is true. There are really alien creatures, and Xiao Fan is not an ordinary person, but more like a Superman. Xiao Fan walked up to Lin Xiao, pinched her nose hard. Lin Xiao recovered, and then she was about to yell hysterically, but Xiao Fan blocked her mouth. Xiao Fan said, be quiet for me, don't tell everyone to know. This matter is still in the stage of confidentiality. We can't let more people know, understand? Lin Xiao nodded. Xiao Fan let go of her mouth. Xiao Fan came to Fang Lin and pinched her pink and tender cheeks. Fang Lin woke up suddenly, and then two lights appeared in her eyes. She looked at the excited body of the interstellar iron beetle in front of her, trembling. I really didn't expect that there were alien creatures. Mr. Xiao, I thought you were lying to me. I didn't expect that everything you said was true. You can really let me enter a new world. Xiao Zhuang, I am really grateful to you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. But Lin Xiao burst into tears, and said while crying, Mr. Xiao, it's because I don't know gold and jade. I was wrong before. I underestimated Mr. Xiao. I apologize to Mr. Xiao. Mr. Xiao, don't be as knowledgeable as me. I finally graduated with a PhD, and I finally got a high salary, so it's not like I won't really give me a penny. Chapter 31, Promise with a Beautiful Genius Professor. Xiao Fan asked helplessly, I said Lin Xiao, you are not a child in kindergarten anymore. Can you stop acting like this? Lin Xiao hugged Xiao Fan's leg and cried, Mr. Xiao, it was all my fault before. I shouldn't bet with you. You are a Superman, my idol. Why bother with me as a little girl? Ordinary knowledge. Why not cancel the bet between us? Xiao Fan smiled and asked, I will give you one last chance to make a choice. After this choice, you are not allowed to go back on your word. The first choice is to cancel the bet between us and restore your original annual salary. Lin Xiao immediately burst into tears, raised her head like a pear blossom raining down on Xiao Fan, flattered her and said, I knew that Xiao is always a good person, and he definitely won't be as fussy as a little girl like me. Xiao Fan laughed. Don't you want to hear about the second choice? Lin Xiao nodded hurriedly and asked, "What's the second choice, Mr. Xiao?" Xiao Fan answered earnestly, "From tomorrow onwards, I guarantee that you will have meat, eggs, vegetables, fruits and milk every day, new clothes every month, and cosmetics for you, but you give up your annual salary. How about it?" Lin Xiao giggled and said, "Mr. Xiao, do you think I'm a fool? Although I'm playing tricks here, it doesn't mean that my IQ is really low. How many vegetables, fruits and meat can I buy with such a high annual salary, and eggs? I don't need you, I just want my high annual salary." Xiao Fan smiled strangely. "It's a deal, don't regret it, it will be too late if you beg me to go back on it." Lin Xiao snorted, "Anyone who repents is a puppy, the kind of puppy that lies on the ground and bites and wags its tail." Xiao Fan looked at Fang Lin and said, "Professor Fang, you will testify when the time comes." Lin Xiao is not allowed to go back on his word, otherwise she will be a puppy. Fang Lin didn't hear the conversation between Xiao Fan and Lin Xiao at all. She just looked at the corpse of the iron beetle in front of her in a daze, and began to think about how to start research. Xiao Fan patted Fang Lin on the shoulder, and she suddenly came back to her senses. Xiao Fan said seriously, "Professor Fang, we can now talk about what kind of research I need you to do. I can provide you with all the facilities you need for your research, including more such alien creatures. But specifically the research topic must follow my arrangement. Professor Fang cannot make his own decisions." Fang Lin looked at Xiao Fan and asked, "You can't restrict my research freedom." Xiao Fan laughed and said, "Professor Fang wants to cooperate with me. He must follow what I say, otherwise the cooperation between us will be cancelled. Then you continue to carry out your research freely, and I continue to look for my partner. We have nothing to do with each other." Fang Lin pouted very dissatisfied and asked, "Then what kind of research do you want me to do?" Xiao Fan explained seriously, "This alien creature contains huge secrets. For example, it has a crystal nucleus in its body. This crystal nucleus can even integrate into our human hearts, and then help us awaken supernatural powers. Just like me, I have supernatural powers ability." Fang Lin and Lin Xiao listened attentively. They were all shocked. A few simple words from Xiao Fan expanded the mysterious door just opened to a large space. And the mysterious world presented in front of them became wider and more mysterious. Xiao Fan continued, "But in the process of awakening the power, there will be many accidents. For example, some people will die suddenly when they fuse the interstellar iron beetle crystal nucleus, and some people will have serious side effects. It no longer looks like a human, but more like a monster." Fang Lin asked, "I see. You asked me to study how to safely awaken my abilities." Xiao Fan nodded and said with a smile, "Professor Fang is indeed very smart. What I want you to study is not the alien creature itself, but the awakening of abilities. I just don't know if Professor Fang is willing to conduct research with me on this subject." "Cooperation? Of course, if our cooperation is successful, I can promise to help Professor Fang successfully awaken the ability." Before Fang Lin had time to speak, Lin Xiao hurriedly said, "There is no problem, we don't study this strange big bug. It is such a great and glorious cause that we can awaken our own abilities. How could we not conduct research?" Xiao Fan asked amusedly. "Lin Xiao, why are you so excited? Do you have the ability to be the leader of this research project?" Lin Xiao said unconvinced. "Although I don't have the ability to be the leader of this research project, I have the ability to be my sister Lin's big brother. She will do what I tell her to do." Lin Xiao put his arms around Fang Lin's neck and said, "My dear sister, tell Mr. Xiao whether you will listen to me or her." Fang Lin pushed Lin Xiao away speechlessly. "I can cooperate with you, but I can't guarantee that I will produce research results, and after this project is completed, you can no longer interfere with my research direction." Xiao Fan laughed and said, "As long as Professor Fang does his best, whether he can produce research results has nothing to do with Professor Fang. Of course, after this project is completely successful, Professor Fang can do whatever he wants and I have nothing to do with it. It matters." Fang Lin said, "You didn't understand what I meant. What I meant was that my research still needs your cooperation. Although the research at that time may not be what you need, you still have to cooperate with all your strength." Xiao Fan said with a smile, "There is no problem with this. Please rest assured, Professor Fang. As long as we can achieve a successful cooperation, I will provide all the materials you need for the rest of the research, and I will also guarantee your future research, personal safety." Fang Lin showed a satisfied smile on her face. But she quickly put it away again, and asked, Mr. Xiao, can you explain your words clearly? Why do you say you want to ensure my personal safety? Could it be that these alien creatures will attack our planet? Xiao Fan's heart skipped a beat. This talented and beautiful girl professor in front of her is really very smart. She almost guessed all the truth just by saying this one sentence. This is indeed a talent, and having such a talent by my side in the last days will undoubtedly be of great help to me. And maybe many of her research results will be of great help to me in the last days, bringing me surprises one after another. Chapter 32 The Proposal of the Beautiful Girl Professor. Xiao Fan shook his head speechlessly. Lin Xiao is just a bitch, and a bitch with a doctorate. With a single thought, Xiao Fan put away the corpse of the interstellar iron beetle, and then said, if there is nothing else, then I will take my leave. Lin Xiao yelled, Mr. Xiao, you are too mean. We just reached a cooperation agreement. Why don't we have a meal and a drink to celebrate? It's not appropriate for you to leave without any ceremony. Xiao Fan said, my time is really urgent. I don't have time to accompany a foodie to eat. You can eat whatever you want. I'll reimburse you when you come back. Lin Xiao asked very unwillingly, what important matter makes Mr. Xiao so anxious? Xiao Fan said, I must help you find a research base, that is, a shelter as soon as possible. If these alien creatures really come to our planet on a large scale, it will cause a terrible disaster. The corrosive liquid they spit out it will destroy everything on the surface of this planet. We must find a very solid underground space with a certain depth to use. Lin Xiao nodded and said, what you said seems to make sense, but will this kind of thing really happen? Xiao Fan was really too lazy to talk to her, just ignored her question, turned around and was about to leave. Fang Lin suddenly said, Mr. Xiao, maybe I know such a place. I can take you to have a look, but I have a prerequisite. I hope Mr. Xiao can agree to me. Xiao Fan looked at Fang Lin and asked, just ask for whatever you want. Fang Lin said very seriously, from your words, we can tell that these alien creatures may soon come to our planet and bring us a huge disaster. Perhaps the only person who has the ability to protect himself is Mr. Xiao alone. I want Mr. Xiao to save my sister and mother together. Xiao Fan looked at Fang Lin and nodded and replied, there is no problem at all, even the little family members I will save together. Lin Xiao suddenly cried, Mr. Xiao, you really touched me this time, but it seems that there is no need. I am the only one left in my family now. I grew up with my grandfather since I was a child. A few years ago, my grandpa passed away too. Xiao Fan sighed softly. She didn't expect that this funny female doctor in front of her would have such an unfortunate family affair. Fang Lin said, I can accompany you to see that underground space now, but before that, you'd better accompany me to meet my sister. She is a very stubborn woman, and she is a career crazy. She only has her career in her eyes. I am worried that she will not leave her office until the last moment of disaster, and then it will be too late for us to save her. Xiao Fan asked, Professor Fang, you want me to do your sister's work well in advance? Fang Lin nodded and replied, that's what I mean, but I also know that I have no way to convince my sister. Maybe only Mr. Xiao can help me convince my sister, let her realize the seriousness of the problem, and let her know the real truth. The danger is coming. Xiao Fan nodded and replied, okay, I promise you. Fang Lin smiled and said, then we can set off now. I don't know if Mr. Xiao is planning to visit the underground space first, or to see my sister first. Xiao Fan thought for a while and said, let's go see your sister first. Xiao Fan and Fang Lin were going out of the laboratory together. Lin Xiao shouted, what should I do if you two are gone? Xiao Fan laughed and said, you go to my company to find Yang Yun first. She needs manpower there. You go and help her with some things. Remember everything you saw and heard just now, and don't disclose it to anyone. Lin Xiao pouted and replied reluctantly, okay then, I'll listen to you. Xiao Fan and Fang Lin were about to leave the laboratory, but Lin Xiao suddenly shouted, wait a minute. Xiao Fan asked very impatiently, are you finished? Is there something to finish at once? Lin Xiao replied aggrievedly, why are you so fierce? I stopped you for your own good. Are you going to leave just like this? Take a look at this laboratory. If you don't put those machines and equipment, give it back, others will doubt it. Xiao Fan looked at Fang Lin and asked, is this laboratory exclusive to you? If so, I will take away the equipment in it for a few days and return it. There should be no problem. Fang Lin immediately understood what Xiao Fan meant. Xiao Fan wanted to take all these instruments and equipment away. Fang Lin nodded and replied, "This is my exclusive laboratory. Others are not qualified to use it. There is no problem with taking it away for a few days." After speaking, the two left. Lin Xiao pouted and said, "It's true that good intentions don't get rewarded. Dogs bite Lu Dongbin and don't know good intentions. Fang Lin, I've seen through you this time too. You are such a guy who values sex and despises friends. He knows that he is with you, handsome guy, you don't even mention it and let me go with you, you're so mad at me." Lin Xiao also walked out of the laboratory, and locked the door. By the way, sitting in the co-pilot of Xiao Fan's car, Fang Lin said, "Let me show Mr. Xiao the way." Xiao Fan said with a smile, "Professor Fang, don't call me Mr. Xiao anymore. It sounds too pretentious. Why don't you just call me Xiao Fan? If you feel embarrassed and think I'm a few years older than you, just call me Brother Fan." Fang Lin nodded and replied, "Then don't call me Professor Fang, call me Lin. My mother and my sister both call me that. By the way, my sister is Fang Minimum. She is a very stubborn woman. You be mentally prepared. If you talk to her about some shocking topics, she may even treat you as a magic stick." Xiao Fan laughed and said, "You are vaccinating me first. It seems that your sister's temper is not as bad as usual. How can you stand her at home?" Fang Lin smiled and said, "You are right. She is a very bad-tempered woman. The subordinates in her company are very afraid, and they all call her a tigress behind her back. Even I know her nickname is hers. I don't know. But generally I try not to be alone with her. I really can't stand her bad temper. Even my mother doesn't want to be alone with her." When Xiao Fan heard Fang Lin introduce her sister like this, Xiao Fan couldn't help being very curious about her sister. What kind of virtue is this woman who even her own mother and sister despise? Chapter 33 The Bullied Sister Flower. As soon as I got out of the car, I received a call from Hu Miao, and another large amount of supplies arrived at Xiao's warehouse. Xiao Fan feels more and more satisfied with Hu Miao's handling ability. Enter the top floor of the office building and come outside the chairman's office. Fang Lin didn't knock on the door immediately, but took a deep breath. Xiao Fan felt it was funny for a while. Fang Lin was so afraid of her sister that she was so scared, which is rare in the world. Before knocking on the door, suddenly there was a crisp sound of throwing a glass from the office, then there was a young woman's shout. I have to say that if this voice is not fierce, it is still very pleasant. Du Gu Shang, what on earth do you mean? Don't say such beautiful words in front of my old lady. Just do whatever shit you want, don't cover it up. Fang Min, you are a woman? Can you speak more politely? Also, let me tell you again, my name is Du Xiaoxian, not Du Gaoxian. Don't throw the glass at me again, and don't yell at me. Let me tell you that we are partners in the business field. I am not your subordinate. Don't give me such a trick. Du Gu Shang, you also know that we are business partners. What is important in business is integrity. Our purchase and sales agreements have already been signed, and now you tell me that you want to cancel the agreement, but the ones I have produced, who am I going to give the solar equipment to? Do you know how much loss this will cause me? Fang Min, I know I broke the contract this time, but I also have unavoidable difficulties. My next buyer has broken the contract with me. What can I do? I can only break the contract with you. You can't let this batch of goods fall on the ground. In my hand, Du Gu Shang, don't think that I, Fang Min, are a fool. Although your next family has breached a contract with you, they have already received a large amount of liquidated damages, but you don't want to pay me a penny. Do you think this is possible? Fang Min, it's not that I don't want to accompany you for a penny. Do you really not understand what I said to you before, or do you pretend to not understand? You don't take a piss to take care of yourself. You broke the contract yourself, and even threatened me to be your mistress, and then you are willing to take responsibility. Your mind is full of shit, Fang Min. I've always had feelings for you. You should be clear. The transaction between us has squeezed almost all of your company's liquidity. Without my timely help, your company's capital chain will be broken. You Fang Min is finished. Besides, why am I not good enough for you? Although you are very beautiful, I am not bad. Get out immediately, don't disgust me here. Since there is no room for negotiation in the dispute between us, let's solve it in another way. HMPH, Fang Min, this is your own death. To tell you the truth, if you don't compromise with my request, no matter what method you used to solve it, you won't get a penny in the end. Xiao Fan knew the whole story when he heard the fierce quarrel coming from inside. Wang Min was cheated, and the capital chain was about to break, and the guy who cheated on her wanted to use this as a bargaining chip to blackmail Wang Min into being his mistress for him to play with, but Wang Min firmly disagreed, and the two fell apart. Wang Min is so naturally intelligent, of course she also understands the cause and effect of the matter. No matter how much she fears this sister at ordinary times, and how much she dislikes her in her heart, all she can do now is care. Wang Min pushed open the door of the office and rushed in, followed by Xiao Fan. Xiao Fan saw Wang Min. Wang Min and Wang Lin look very similar, but she had a mature feminine charm, especially a decent professional skirt, which made her more suitable for men than the genius and beautiful girl professor. Appeal. No wonder the dog-like middle-aged man in a suit facing Wang Min shamelessly made such a shameless request. Wang Min saw that it was his younger sister and a strange man, so he asked his younger sister, "If you don't stay in your school well, what are you doing here?" The tone is very unpleasant, which makes people feel very upset. Wang Lin said, "Sister, I have a very important matter with you. I didn't expect you to be bullied like this." "How could I pretend that I don't know anything?" Wang Min replied impatiently, "I will take care of my own affairs, so hurry back to your school." This cold woman is actually very concerned about her sister. She doesn't want to affect her sister because of her own affairs. Wang Lin ignored her sister, looked at Du Xiaofan who was watching coldly, and asked, "As a businessman, how can you be so dishonest? Don't you feel ashamed?" Du Xiaofan sneered and said, "I have long heard that the sisters of the Fang family are unparalleled in the world. The elder sister is a business genius and the younger sister is an academic genius. I have been dealing with my sister and have never met my younger sister. It is really an honor to meet your sister Hua today." "Okay," Wang Min said angrily, "Du Gushang, get out of here immediately. If you dare to plot against my sister, I will never let you go." Du Xiaofan sneered and said, "Wang Min, what right do you have to be arrogant to me? With such a large amount of solar equipment under pressure in your hands, your capital chain will inevitably be broken, and you will just wait for bankruptcy and liquidation. Even if you sisters, so what if you're good? Isn't it all about survival and turning into other men's playthings?" Wang Min was furious, rushed to Du Xiaofan and raised his hand to slap him hard, but Du Xiaofan sneered. He knew Wang Min's temperament very well. He knew Wang Min would make this move a long time ago, and he was mentally prepared for it. But without hesitation, he raised his right hand, swung it round and hit Wang Min on the left cheek. This slap was quick and hard and was ready to go. If Wang Min was really hit, there would definitely be a bruise on his face, and even his teeth might fall out, but at this time Wang Min had no possibility of evading. Wang Lin let out a scream, a little at a loss, seeing that Du Xiaofan's slap landed on Wang Min's face. Suddenly a big hand grabbed Du Xiaofan's wrist tightly like iron tongs. With just a little force from this big hand, Du Xiaofan let out a heart-piercing cry. Lung-cracking screams. Of course it was Xiao Fan who made the move. He couldn't stand it for a long time. He had seen brazen people before, but this was the first time he had seen a brazen guy like Du Xiaofan. It would not hurt to kill him, so Xiao Fan didn't hesitate to make a move, and Du Xiaofan could clearly hear the cracking sound of his wrist being held. Chapter 34 Unrelenting. Hearing this sentence, Xiao Fan let go of Du Xiaofan, not to mention that he really wanted to swallow all the sun equipment produced by Wang Min. The end of the world will come in a few days, when all the power equipment will be destroyed. If you swallow a batch of solar power generation equipment, it may play a great role in rebuilding and obtain electricity. So Xiao Fan looked at Wang Min and said, "Mr. Fang allows me to introduce myself. I am Xiao Fan, a friend of Professor Fang, and the president of Xiao Group. I want to ask how much money you have in your hands." Wang Min was still taken aback when she heard Xiao Fan's self-introduction. She really didn't expect that Xiao Fan turned out to be the president of the Xiao Group. With such an extraordinary background, it seems that her predicament could really be solved, so hearing Xiao Fan's question, Wang Min hurriedly replied, "The value of the backlog of solar power generation equipment in my hand is 3.5 billion. Du Xiaofan on the side was also surprised. He also didn't expect Xiao Fan's identity to be the president of the Xiao Group. This shocked him very much, because the Xiao Group definitely has the strength to solve Wang Min's plight, but soon he felt relieved. Although the Xiao Group is engaged in a wide range of business fields, it has nothing to do with solar power generation equipment. Especially these 2 days, I heard that the Xiao Group is selling many of its business fields. It is even more impossible for the group to expand its business field under such circumstances. In other words, it is impossible for Xiao Fan to help Wang Min solve the problem, so Du Zhixing said coldly, HMPH, although the strength of the Xiao group is very strong, the Xiao group is currently shrinking its business field. Wang Min, I advise you to keep your eyes open, and don't be fooled by others, being toyed with in vain. When Wang Min and Fang Lin heard Du Zhixing's words, their faces were full of anger. Xiao Fan slapped Du Zhixing so hard that he almost flew up and fell to the ground hard. Then Xiao Fan stepped on Du Zhixing's body and said coldly, "You are a shameless person I have never seen before. Today I will show you how I helped the Fang family get rid of your schemes. No, it is 3,500 of millions of equipment, I want all of them from the Xiao group." Wang Min immediately revealed a look of ecstasy. It can be said that this is a hopeless situation for her, and there is another village. Half of Du Zhixing's face was swollen and he said vaguely, "Xiao Fan, this is the second time you have attacked me. I will never let you go. Don't think that you can do whatever you want because of the strength of the Xiao group. I will definitely make you pay a heavy price." Xiao Fan looked at Fang Lin and Fang Min and said, "Lin, you and your sister go out first, and I will have a good talk with Mr. Du to resolve the misunderstanding between us." Fang Lin nodded. She was still very pure in her mind, thinking that Xiao Fan really wanted to reconcile with Du Zhixing. Fang Min seemed suspicious, but he still walked out of the office with his sister. Xiao Fan knelt down and looked at Du Zhixing and said coldly, "The thing I hate the most is when others threaten me, especially threatening me to pay a heavy price. I really hate it, so I decided to ask you to pay a heavy price first price." Du Zhixing didn't care. He didn't think Xiao Fan dared to do anything to him in Fang Min's office. The most he could do was threaten him. He was a shameless liar. How could he care about other people's threats? "Isn't this a joke?" Du Zhixing sneered and said, "Xiao Fan, don't think that the Xiao group can threaten me because of its strength. Every punch and every kick you hit me today is giving me money. I start from this, you will regret it after you walk out the door." Xiao Fan sneered, "You still want to blackmail me? But do you think you still have this chance? Will I let you walk out through this door?" Du Zhixing sneered nonchalantly. "Xiao Fan, don't think you are so amazing. What's wrong with you being the president of the Xiao group? You can scare others, but you can't scare me. Big one, I tell you the truth, my company can grow to such a large size today, it is because of cheating. What can you do with me? My leaving here today is the beginning of your nightmare for the Xiao group." Xiao Fan sneered and said, "So you are so shameless." I was still a little bit reluctant, but now I can finally eliminate harm for the people with peace of mind. Goodbye." Under Du Zhixing's incredulous gaze, Xiao Fan exerted a little force with his right hand. Du Zhixing heard the sound of his neck cracking. He seemed to feel his neck turn 360 degrees, and then he didn't know anything. Xiao Fan got up, and with just a simple thought, he took Du Zhixing's body into his supernatural space for separate storage. Fang Lin waited outside for a while, but found that there was no movement inside. She felt a little uneasy, so she knocked on the door. "Come in." Xiao Fan's calm voice came from inside. Fang Lin and Fang Min walked into the office together, but were very surprised to find that Xiao Fan was the only one in the office. Fang Min was very shocked and asked, "Mr. Xiao, where's Du Zhixing?" Xiao Fan smiled and said, "I have already negotiated with him. I bought this batch of solar power generation equipment and will not hold him accountable. Then he will not come to Mr. Fang again, so he left." "Did you not see him?" Fang Min looked at his younger sister Fang Lin in a daze, and Fang Lin was also in a daze. Did Du Zhixing really leave? Why didn't they see them waiting outside the door? Xiao Fan said with a smile, "You didn't see him, he probably avoided you on purpose. Leave him alone. Let's talk about this batch of solar power generation equipment." Fang Min still pays too much attention to her career. Xiao Fan's one word attracted her full attention, and immediately threw Du Zhixing out of the sky. Although Fang Lin's heart is full of doubts, and even has a terrible conjecture, she won't hold on to it. After all, Xiao Fan stood up for her sister, and in the final analysis, Fang Lin stood up for her. Besides, Du Zhixing is really a big villain, and such a social scum should be punished. This is the truth in Fang Lin's heart idea. Fang Min asked, "Mr. Xiao, are you really willing to buy all the solar power generation equipment that I have suppressed in my hand? Are you kidding? This is a lot of equipment." If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 35 Brother Fan, drive carefully. Wang Min said excitedly, Mr. Xiao, I really thank you very much. It can be said that this is a timely gift. Xiao Fan smiled and said, Mr. Fang, actually, when I came to see you this time, it was just an accident and I had other purposes. Wang Min hurriedly stated, Mr. Xiao, you have helped me so much. No matter what you have to do, as long as I can do it, I will definitely do it with all my strength. Xiao Fan looked at Fang Lin, who smiled. Xiao Fan said seriously, Mr. Fang, it's actually a very simple matter. Lin, as your sister, cares about you very much. She hopes that if she has anything to do in the next few days, she looks forward to seeing you can stay by her side instead of just staying in your company too busy with your business. I wonder if Fang can do it. Wang Min looked at his sister very unexpectedly. He didn't expect it to be such a request. Wang Min was a little confused. He didn't know what his sister meant. Fang Lin knew her doubts when she saw the expression on her sister's face, but based on her understanding of her sister, it was better not to explain clearly. If she explained clearly, her sister would not cooperate. Both Xiao Fan and Xiao Fan have mental problems, so Fang Lin said with a smile, Sister, I may encounter a very important turning point in my life in the next few days. I hope that my sister will be with me at that time. I hope that both my sister and my mother will be by my side. Sister, I can't prevaricate for any reason. I wonder if my sister can promise me. Wang Min looked at Fang Lin, then looked at Xiao Fan, and couldn't help but think in his heart that this Xiao Fan came to see him with his sister, and he was so generous to help him get out of the predicament, and now his sister said something like this again. So, does Xiao Fan have a special relationship with his own sister? Is he going to be engaged to his sister? But why have I never heard my sister talk about this matter before? If they really want to get engaged, it would be too sudden. But even though he was very puzzled, it was not a good time to ask in front of Xiao Fan. Wang Min decided to wait until the time was right before asking his sister alone. Now she will definitely agree to her request. This is a lifelong event for her sister. I must be by my sister's side, so Wang Min said with a smile, Lin, don't worry, as long as you need my sister, she will definitely be by your side. Fang Lin guessed that her sister might have misunderstood, but Fang Lin didn't intend to explain anything, because she also knew that Xiao Fan definitely didn't want more people to know her secret, so even if her sister misunderstood, it's okay, because it can keep Xiao Fan's secret and make his sister listen to him, so why not do it? What's more, it was a surprise that my sister agreed to my request so happily. Fang Lin just smiled and nodded to her sister, not saying anything. Xiao Fan said at this time, if Mr. Fang is convenient, I would like to go to your company's warehouse to see how much you have in stock. Wang Min showed an embarrassed expression and said, our company's warehouse and production base are in the outer suburbs, and it will take a certain amount of time to arrive, but I still have some things to deal with. Xiao Fan looked at Fang Lin and said, if Mr. Fang is really inconvenient, let Lin accompany me to take a look. I wonder if Mr. Fang can make arrangements. Wang Min thought about it for a while and nodded in agreement. Since his sister and Xiao Fan have this kind of relationship, they are very suitable together, and it saves him from being a light bulb. Xiao Fan bid farewell to Wang Min and set off with Fang Lin. In the car, Xiao Fan sighed and said, your sister really follows the rules and is meticulous in doing things. She really doesn't want to change the original plan. As her main customer, she is not willing to accompany me to look at the inventory. Fang Lin smiled and said, my sister is such a person. Otherwise, why would I be so worried about her? I am worried about his very rigid style of doing things. By then, the disaster will have come and she is still in the company, so it will be too late. Yes. Mr. Xiao, really thank you very much this time. If it weren't for you, my sister would never have agreed so readily. Xiao Fan laughed and said, Lin, why are you still being so polite to me? Didn't I tell you? From now on, call me by my name or Brother Fan. Fang Lin shyly said, okay, Fan, Brother Fan. My sister must be very happy this time, and I must be very grateful to you in my heart, and I regard you as a great benefactor. Xiao Fan smiled wryly. I'm worried that one day she will find out that the money I gave her has been turned into waste paper, and I got so much of her goods for no reason, and she will blame me instead. Fang Lin said sincerely, Brother Fan, you don't have to worry so much. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have been able to predict what would happen in the future. Although my sister is very rigid and strong, she is also a reasonable person. She will not it's your fault, but maybe I will be even more grateful to you. Xiao Fan smiled and said, it would be even better if that's the case. Linlin, would you like me to meet your mother? Does your mother need to be persuaded like your sister? Fang Lin shook her head and replied, that's not necessary. My mother listens to me very much. My mother will definitely listen to what I say. After talking, the two of them left the city and came to the suburban road. Fang Lin suddenly asked, Brother Fan, tell me the truth. You insist on looking at those devices. Do you want to take them away in advance? Xiao Fan nodded and said, Linlin, you are so smart that you can't hide anything from you. I do have this plan. This batch of equipment will definitely play an important role in the future, and my time is very limited. It's urgent. I want to take this batch of equipment away. You won't blame me, will you? Fang Lin shook her head slightly and replied, don't worry, Brother Fan, I won't blame you, and I will definitely cooperate with you and try not to let others notice this matter. Xiao Fan looked at Fang Lin. She was really a smart and considerate girl. This time she was reborn and could get her help to deal with the apocalypse. Xiao Fan felt more confident in herself. Fang Lin was a little embarrassed by Xiao Fan's look, and hurriedly reminded shyly, Brother Fan, drive carefully. Chapter 36 The enemy of the end times takes the initiative to visit the door. Fang Lin introduced, actually, the underground space I want Brother Fan to see is also here. Before my father passed away, he built a very wide and strong underground warehouse in order to make better use of this land. Xiao Fan was pleasantly surprised. This is the best. This way kills two birds with one stone. If the underground space here is strong enough, we can use it as our future underground base. Fang Lin nodded with a smile since Fang Min explained the staff here in advance, and Fang Lin was the second lady of the Fang family. Xiao Fan and Fang Lin entered the warehouse smoothly, and then Fang Lin found an excuse to dismiss the accompanying staff. Xiao Fan joked, Linlin, Brother Fan, I don't know if you've betrayed your own Fang family by doing this. Fang Lin laughed and said, but why do I feel like I'm saving my Fang family? Xiao Fan sighed, you are so smart. It is so difficult to tease you. Fang Lin smiled and said, then Brother Fan, does he want me to pretend to be confused on purpose and not use my brains when I'm with you? Xiao Fan and Fang Lin looked at each other and laughed. They first came to the warehouse. The management of the warehouse is not strict, because most of the storage in the warehouse is solar power generation equipment, and almost no one steals these, so there is no monitoring in the warehouse. Xiao Fan joked, Linlin, please help me to see if there is anyone. Big brother, I'm going to steal something. I want to show you what is Yang Yang's big thief. Fang Lin smiled and said nothing. Xiao Fan just had a thought, and the mountain-like inventory in the huge warehouse disappeared in an instant. Although Fang Lin had seen Xiao Fan's supernatural ability before and was mentally prepared, she was still taken aback. Xiao Fan said, Linlin, you are so smart, how should we deal with the aftermath of this matter? Leave it to you to handle, Fang Lin said with a rare self-mockery. Brother Fan, I really feel that I am a little out of my depth now. Helping you steal all my own things, my Fang family will go bankrupt because of this, but I have to help you cover it up. Xiao Fan laughed loudly and said, that Linlin is not so good. Brother Fan and I cooperate, we will walk the rivers and lakes together, and then we will be famous male and female thieves. Fang Lin blushed and said, Brother Fan will take advantage of me. Let's go to the underground warehouse to have a look. Xiao Fan also knows that enough is enough to stop joking with girls like Fang Lin, so she doesn't continue to tease Fang Lin anymore. Fang Lin found the warehouse manager and told him that all the goods in the warehouse belonged to the Xiao group, and the Xiao group would send people to deliver the goods in a few days. During this period, no one was allowed to open the door of the warehouse, otherwise they would be deemed for theft. Fang Lin also took their keys on the spot and handed them to Xiao Fan in order to prove her words. Fang Lin also called her sister Fang Min on the spot. Fang Min also confirmed that there was indeed such a transaction, and the warehouse manager could only do as Fang Lin said. This keeps a secret for Xiao Fan. Xiao Fan was really surprised when he came to the underground warehouse built by Fang Lin's father. It has tens of thousands of square meters, and there are dozens of small rooms. These are not the most important, but Xiao Fan feels the most. Surprisingly, the underground space is 15 meters above the ground. It is simply an air raid shelter that can withstand war. Xiao Fan said seriously, it seems that there is a will in the dark. When your father built this underground space, He probably didn't even think that his daughter would use it one day. Fang Lin said sadly, seeing this, I really miss my father. My father loved me very much when he was alive. Since my father passed away, my sister's temper has become worse and worse. Xiao Fan comforted, don't worry, everything will be fine. Fang Lin suddenly asked, when is the right time for me to move here? Xiao Fan smiled and said, I really didn't expect you to have such a sense of crisis. Move here with your mother in 2 days. I will put your experimental equipment here for you first today. Xiao Fan found the largest room, and with a thought, took out the laboratory equipment that he had collected in his supernatural space and put them in the room. Fang Lin couldn't help sighing. I'll arrange to pay your sister a sum of money first, and gag her first. Xiao Fan then called Hu Miao and asked her to contact Fang Min, and negotiated to pay Fang Min at 300 million first. Fang Min was very happy when he received Hu Miao's call, thinking that there would be no accidents in this matter, and he no longer paid attention to what would happen in the warehouse. Fang Lin said, if possible, I would like to recruit some excellent assistants. To carry out relevant research will definitely require the close cooperation of a team. Even adding Lin Xiaoxiao and Yang Yun may not be enough. Xiao Fan thought for a while and said, then you are solely responsible for the recruitment of this matter. You can recruit any assistants you need, and all of them will be offered a maximum salary. Believe it or not, you won't be able to recruit suitable assistants, Fang Lin said with a smile. Then Brother Fan, you have to be careful. I have recruited quite a few people. Brother Fan, don't worry about money when the time comes. Xiao Fan laughed out loud, knowing that Fang Lin was joking with herself. Does money need to feel bad? Immediately all the money will be turned into waste paper. Xiao Fan took Fang Lin away. He planned to send Fang Lin home first, and then went to his warehouse to collect the newly delivered goods. On the way, Xiao Fan received a call from Qiao Yun. Mr. Xiao, when will you be able to return to the company? Mr. Zhao of Weiren Group has something very important to discuss with you face to face, and he's waiting for you in our company now. Did he say anything? Mr. Zhao didn't say anything, but he said something very important, and he seemed very anxious. There must be something real. Zhao Dong from the Weiren Group. Xiao Fan couldn't help but return to the end of the world. Zhao Dong also survived to the end of the world, and was very lucky to awaken his powers, but he became Xiao Fan's enemy, because some materials were in the end of the world. There was a very fierce conflict between Zhuang and Xiao Fan. This is the cruelty and helplessness of the last days. Most people in the last days understand that they should help each other, they should unite to deal with the common enemy, but no matter whether they have awakened their abilities or not, the first problem they face is survival, so resources have to be involved. In the last days, resources are indeed too limited, which is the root of many conflicts between human beings. The conflict between Zhadong and Xiao Fan belongs to this category, and it develops into life and death, irreconcilable conflict in the end. Moreover, Zhao Dong is very insidious. He set up a trap to kill Xiao Fan, but Xiao Fan was more vigilant and eventually seriously injured Zhao Dong. Zhao Dong escaped without seeing him. I didn't expect that before the end of the world, they would meet again in such a way. Chapter 37 The Enemy and Number 039. S materials are very useful. Xiao Fan and Fang Lin returned to the office and greeted Zhang Weilin. Xiao Fan said to Zhang Weilin gently, Weilin, let me introduce to you, this is Fang Lin, the famous genius and beautiful girl professor. Fang Lin will lead a research on the awakening of supernatural powers. You two can chat here, I'll go see Zhadong first. Zhang Weilin looked at Xiao Fan with tenderness and emotion in his eyes. This man has not known her for a long time, but now Zhang Weilin has a feeling that she and Xiao Fan have long been heart-to-heart lovers. Zhang Weilin took Fang Lin's hand and started chatting. Fang Lin and Zhang Weilin were actually quite right-tempered, and the two soon chatted and laughed. Xiao Fan went to see Zhao Dong. When he came to the reception room, he saw Zhao Dong who was chatting with his female secretary. When Xiao Fan saw Zhao Dong's female secretary, his eyes shrank slightly. He even knew this beautiful young woman. In the last days, this woman once tempted Xiao Fan, and even wanted to kill Xiao Fan when Xiao Fan was in love with her, but unfortunately she failed and was killed by Xiao Fan. But at that time Xiao Fan was very puzzled. He didn't understand why this woman would seduce him and then kill him. He still couldn't remember any grievances between himself and this woman. But when he saw this woman again today, he completely understood that this woman turned out to be from Zhao Dong. Then everything can be explained clearly. This woman was ordered by Zhao Dong to kill him. It can be said that both Xiao Dong and his female secretary Yuan Yunyan are Xiao Fan's mortal enemies. When Xiao Dong saw Xiao Fan coming in, he immediately got up and showed a warm smile, stretched out his right hand and said, "I'm very sorry to disturb Mr. Xiao rashly, and I hope Mr. Xiao doesn't mind my interrupting." Xiao Fan held his hand and said, "It's my honor to meet Mr. Xiao today. I'm too happy to be in time. How could it be said that Mr. Xiao took the liberty to bother you? I just don't know what kind of advice Mr. Xiao has," Xiao Dong said with a smile. Mr. Xiao is too polite. I can't talk about giving advice. There's only one thing to discuss with Mr. Xiao. My Awaken group has a large number of special supplies. I'm not sure whether Mr. Xiao needs it, so I came here specially. I would like to have an interview with Mr. Xiao. If Mr. Xiao is interested, we can talk about our cooperation. I am quite interested in the fund company of the Xiao group. Xiao Fan asked, "What exactly does Mr. Xiao mean by the special supplies?" Xiao Dong replied with a smile, "I heard that Mr. Xiao can produce a lot of cold fresh beef and mutton, etc., so I guess whether Mr. Xiao needs dry ice and other related fresh keeping materials. In addition, our group not only produces dry ice, but also produces oxygen. Do you know if Mr. Xiao needs it?" When Xiao Dong said this, he was still very confident. In his opinion, Xiao Fan must need it, because Xiao Fan has stockpiled so much meat, and it should be intended for retail sale. The retailer will definitely need dry ice storage bags during transportation. That's why he deliberately came to promote it. Xiao Fan's eyes lit up when he heard Xiao Dong's words. He really realized that he had overlooked a very important issue, that is, after the end of the world, a large amount of corrosive liquid will seriously damage the air quality. Xiao Fan remembered poor air quality suffocates many people. If you can store a batch of high-quality pure oxygen, you can improve the air quality in the basement and avoid unnecessary damage. As for dry ice, he really doesn't need it. He has such a heaven-defying ability space. What to do with dry ice? Is it just superfluous? Xiao Fan laughed and said, "Mr. Xiao, I really don't need this dry ice." Xiao Dong and his female secretary glanced at each other, and they both saw the disappointment and deep doubt in each other's eyes. How could Xiao Fan not need dry ice? This is completely different from their previous analysis. It seems that there is no way to achieve this deal. Xiao Dong is really unwilling. He can be said to be salivating for the fund company of the Xiao group, but what Xiao Fan said immediately made him hope again. Xiao Fan said with a smile, "I don't know how much pure oxygen Mr. Xiao has. If the amount is enough, we can trade it. As for the fund company, it can also be within the scope of our transaction." Xiao Dong was overjoyed when he heard Xiao Fan's words. It was like arranging flowers deliberately but not planting willows and willows to make shade. But no matter what, as long as the deal between the two parties can be reached, it would be perfect for him. Xiao Dong immediately replied, "President Xiao, don't worry about this. We specialize in the production of this. We can make as much as you want, and it is in stock without any waiting." The reason why Xiao Dong made this statement, Xiao Fan naturally knew that he was looking forward to the conclusion of the deal between the two parties as soon as possible, and it was no different from other people's considerations. The sooner the deal landed, Xiao Fan would have no chance to regret it. Xiao Fan saw it and didn't say it was broken. He still asked with a smile, "I don't know how much Mr. Xiao has in stock. Can I have a look?" Xiao Dong looked at the famous watch on his wrist, and said with some embarrassment, "It's late now. It's already 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm afraid we arrived at our warehouse at around 6 o'clock in the afternoon. It's getting late." Xiao Fan smiled and said, "But I'm sorry, Mr. Xiao. My schedule is quite full. I still have time this afternoon, and I have other things to do tomorrow. If I can't see the goods today, I can only make another appointment, but it's hard to say which day the appointment will be made." This is Xiao Fan deliberately putting pressure on him, wanting to check the inventory as soon as possible, because the real kingly way is to store the goods in his own power space earlier. Otherwise, if the end of the world really comes early, all transactions will become empty talk. Xiao Dong glanced at his beautiful female secretary Yuan Yunyan. Then Yuan Yunyan nodded. Xiao Dong immediately looked at Xiao Fan again and said, "Since Mr. Xiao's time is so tight, how can I delay Mr. Xiao's schedule? Go see it now. It will be later if the time is later. As long as Mr. Xiao doesn't mind, I am willing to accompany you to the end." However, Xiao Fan also noticed all the petty actions between Xiao Dong and his female secretary Yuan Yunyan, and Xiao Fan was a little confused. Why did he feel that Yuan Yunyan was in the dominant position between Xiaodong and Yuan Yunyan? There seems to be some secret between the two of them, but Xiao Fan will not think about it now. He is just thinking about how to play with the two people in front of him, and give himself a sigh of relief. Chapter 38. Since he had his own special plan, he didn't let anyone follow him. He went alone. Before he left, he told Zhang Weilin and Fang Lin to act freely, and it would be best to have a big meal together to connect with each other. Zhang Weilin smiled and nodded in agreement. The strength of Weiren Group is obviously relatively weak, and there is no way to compare with the Fang family, because the company warehouse of Weiren Group is really far away from the urban area, and it took a full 3 hours of driving to arrive, and it was getting late at this time. Xiao Dong's car finally stopped in front of a dilapidated factory gate. Xiao Dong got off the car and came to Xiao Fan's car. He was very embarrassed and said, "Mr. Xiao, you must be tired from driving for so long, and it's so late. Should we eat first and then look at the inventory?" Xiao Fan said with a smile, "There is no need to be so anxious about eating. Let's check the inventory first and then arrange other things." "What does Mr. Xiao think?" Xiao Dong said with a smile. "Then follow Mr. Xiao's command." In this way, Xiao Fan and Xiao Dong entered the factory area and came to a large row of warehouses. Xiao Dong introduced, "This is an ordinary warehouse, and all the pure oxygen in cans is stored, which is worth 1 billion yuan. If Xiao Fan, after looking at these inventories, don't bother to go to our freezer to take a look, all of them are dry ice that has been produced." Xiao Fan sneered in his heart. This guy really doesn't cry until he sees the coffin. He doesn't give up until he reaches the Yellow River, and he still doesn't forget to sell his dry ice even now. Xiao Fan thought for a while and said, "Then let's take a look at the dry ice inventory." By the way, the reason why Xiao Fan changed his mind temporarily was that although he didn't know what kind of effect the dry ice would have, it didn't affect him to store it first, just in case it would be needed in the future. What's more, he is cheating his mortal enemy, not for nothing. Xiao Fan entered the warehouse and found that since the canned pure oxygen does not have to worry about loss or safety accidents, there is no monitoring equipment in each warehouse, and there are even fewer monitoring equipment outside the warehouse. Every time Xiao Fan finished watching a warehouse, he would put all the stock in the warehouse into his own power space at the moment when the warehouse was closed. Xiao Dong and Yuan Yunyan didn't feel anything at all. Finally, when he went to see the huge freezer, Xiao Fan didn't show any courtesy, and put all the dry ice inside into his supernatural space. In the end, Xiao Dong asked with a smile, "All my stocks add up to 1.5 billion. I don't know what kind of consideration Xiaozong can give me. I just want to get a part of the shares of Xiaozong Fund Company." Xiao Fan thought for a while and said, "I am also very interested in Mr. Xiao's inventory. I want it whether it is pure oxygen or dry ice. However, we still need to talk about the specific details of the contract. But there is one thing I must let me explain in advance. From this moment on, no matter whether it is an ordinary warehouse or a cold storage, your people are not allowed to open it again, because the contents inside belong to me, and I am worried about losing anything," Xiao Dong said in surprise. "Mr. Xiao, please rest assured. You must follow what Mr. Xiao said. From this moment on, all the warehouse doors will not be opened again." Xiao Fan smiled and said, "Mr. Xiao, I believe what you say, but there are business rules in the business field. We should first be a villain and then a gentleman. Let me explain in advance that after our deal is concluded, I will send someone to deliver the goods. Before shipping the goods, I will definitely ask my people to check the surveillance video in detail. If the surveillance video is found to be missing or the door of the warehouse is opened, the transaction between us will be cancelled, because I don't like to trade with dishonest people," Xiao Dong hurriedly assured. "Mr. Xiao, please rest assured, I will arrange it now, and I will definitely not let you down." So Xiao Dong began to call and tell his subordinates to obey Xiao Fan's arrangement. Xiao Fan couldn't help sneering in his heart. "Xiao Dong, Yuan Yunyan and the game between us have just begun. Please enjoy it slowly." After Xiao Dong finished explaining, he discussed with Xiao Fan about where to eat. Xiao Fan said with a smile, "This time, it's better for me to lead the way. I know a very good restaurant. Let's find a private room there to eat and talk about us." "What do Mr. Xiao think of the specific details of the contract?" Xiao Dong nodded in agreement, so Xiao Fan drove ahead and led the way. And Xiao Dong followed behind with his beautiful female secretary, but slowly, both Xiao Dong and Yuan Yunyan felt that something was wrong. Why is this getting more and more remote? Yuan Yunyan said to Xiao Dong, should we give Mr. Xiao a call? Is Mr. Xiao lost? Why are we getting more and more remote? Shouldn't we go to a restaurant? Is there any good restaurant ahead? Xiao Dong nodded, and was about to take out his mobile phone to contact Xiao Fan, but Xiao Fan's car stopped in front. Yuan Yunyan asked suspiciously, why did Mr. Xiao stop at this place? Could it be that there is something wrong with his car? Xiao Dong also had doubts on his face, but he could only stop the car. Xiao Fan got out of the car and came to Xiao Dong's car. Xiao Dong and Yuan Yunyan also got out of the car. Yuan Yunyan asked, Mr. Xiao, why did your car stop here? Is there something wrong with your car? Do you need help or call a tow truck? Xiao Fan smiled and said, Mr. Xiao, Secretary Yuan, don't worry, my car is fine. I just want to tell you two things here. I suddenly remembered something. Xiao Dong then asked, President Xiao, if you have anything to say, just say it. Is it about the contract? There is no problem, we can negotiate on the details of the contract at any time. Even here there is no problem. Xiao Fan looked at Yuan Yunyan and said with a smile, Mr. Xiao, I suddenly changed my mind and wanted to cancel the transaction between us, because I don't think your inventory is of much use. The expressions on the faces of Xiao Dong and Yuan Yunyan immediately became extremely stiff. Xiao Dong was very dissatisfied and suppressed his anger and asked, Mr. Xiao, I don't know what you mean. This is not the style of our businessmen. Without any sincerity at all, it will greatly affect President Xiao's reputation. Yuan Yunyan also said, Mr. Xiao, Mr. Xiao is very sincere to continue the transaction with you. It can be said that we will discuss business with Mr. Xiao with 10,000 points of sincerity, and Mr. Xiao's attitude makes us all very disappointed. To be honest, we can't accept it. If this matter really cannot be spread, it will have a devastating impact on Mr. Xiao's social evaluation. Yuan Yunyan's words carried a more serious threat. Chapter 39 Playing with Old Enemies. Xiao Dong hurriedly asked, you can say what conditions Mr. Xiao has. As long as it is reasonable and I can do it, Mr. Xiao will not be disappointed. Xiao Fan deliberately looked at Yuan Yunyan and said, my condition is very simple, and Mr. Xiao will definitely be able to satisfy me. Xiao Dong followed Xiao Fan's eyes and looked at his beautiful female secretary Yuan Yunyan. As if he had realized something, his complexion began to become extremely ugly, and Yuan Yunyan's complexion also became very ugly. Xiao Fan pretended not to notice their reactions at all, and said with a wicked smile, Mr. Xiao, your secretary, Ms. Yuan, is really sweet. If she can stay with me for 10 days and 10 nights, our business can continue. Go on. The flesh on Xiao Dong's face twitched twice. Yuan Yunyan's pretty face was covered with frost. They all felt greatly humiliated. Xiao Fan sneered, you two should carefully consider my proposal. I will give you 30 minutes to think about it. If you disagree, our deal will be completely cancelled. Xiao Dong hurriedly said, Mr. Xiao, to be honest, Yuan Yunyan is my woman. This proposal of yours is a great humiliation to me. I don't know if Mr. Xiao is humiliating me on purpose. Xiao Fan shook his head and replied, I'm not interested in deliberately humiliating you. My time is very precious, just wait for 30 minutes and the clock has started. Xiao Dong said, Mr. Xiao, if you are really interested in beauties, I can help you find a few. There is no problem in finding a few, as long as you talk. And I promise that I will not be worse than Yuan Yunyan. Mr. Xiao thinks how? Xiao Fan looked at Yuan Yunyan with a wicked smile and said, but I'm only interested in Miss Yuan, not in other women. Mr. Xiao, if this is your final suggestion, I think the deal between us can be done completely. It's cancelled, and I don't have to wait 30 minutes for your time. Xiao Dong hurriedly said, Mr. Xiao, please give me some time, I will answer you later. Okay. Xiao Fan glanced at Yuan Yunyan, smiled, turned and left, and returned to his car. Xiao Dong and his beautiful female secretary Yuan Yunyan also returned to their car. Sitting in the car just now, Yuan Yunyan said angrily, Xiao Dong, are you a bastard? Are you a man? Xiao Fan insults me like this in front of you, and you are indifferent. Tell him to discuss it with me. What are you discussing with me? Let me be his plaything. Let him play for 10 days and 10 nights. Are you still a man? Of course Yuan Yunyan is not a chaste and strong woman, but she also has her own pride, and she is willing to accompany any man, otherwise it will be an insult to her. Of course Xiao Fan is deliberately insulting her by doing this. Xiao Dong said, Yunyan, I know that doing this may be very unfair to you, and I also feel that I have been greatly humiliated. But if we want to do business, we must abandon our emotions and rationally look at how much benefit this matter itself brings to us. If this deal is really concluded, the benefits it brings us will be huge, and we will successfully realize the transformation and enter the financial circle with unlimited prospects. Yuan Yunyan sarcastically said, for the sake of profit, you can do nothing. You can let a man give you green, and let your woman be played by other men? Zhao Dong, I really misjudged you before, and I didn't think of you. It turned out to be such a useless man. I am. If you want to let him play, you can go by yourself. I don't want to. Zhao Dong was spit on by Yuan Yunyan. He was extremely annoyed, but he could only smile and wipe off the saliva on his face and said, Yunyan, I know you may be greatly wrong this time, but I will not let you suffer. When we are negotiating with him, we can ask for more shares accordingly, such as 3. Don't look at the 3 shares, but they are all calculated in units of 100 million. You take the 3, how about a third of it? Yuan Yunyan looked at Zhao Dong silently. She was also very tempted in her heart. She couldn't help but began to think, this man Xiao Fan actually looks very handsome. She doesn't seem to be at a disadvantage, and if she really can, if you get so much money, then it's even blood earning. Seeing that Yuan Yunyan didn't speak, Zhao Dong knew that there was hope, and hurriedly took the opportunity to say, Yunyan, as long as you can cooperate with me well this time, I swear that besides giving you 1/3 of the shares I will immediately register your marriage with you and give you a more reliable guarantee. Yuan Yunyan sneered and said, don't use this trick to fool my old lady. My old lady and I are not 3-year-old children. It is impossible to be fooled by you. I was played by Xiao Fan, a bastard like this. I don't believe it. When the time comes you don't mind. How could I believe your nonsense? How could you marry me? I would rather believe in money than you, Zhao Dong asked. Then what should I do to make you completely at ease and willing to cooperate with me? As long as you say it, I will definitely give you a reliable guarantee. As long as our transaction can be successfully concluded, I will definitely not will disappoint you. Yuan Yunyan sneered and said, you didn't understand what I said just now. I said that I believe in money more than men. That is to say, I would rather ask for more money than for your marriage promise. The extra 3, all the shares belong to me. If you don't agree, there is no possibility of cooperation between us. Because your transaction can be successfully concluded, I sacrificed myself. If I can get 3 more shares, it is entirely because of my sacrifice. It has nothing to do with you, so all 3 shares must belong to me. Zhao Dong thought for a while and said, Yunyan, I am very willing to give you a reliable guarantee, but I don't seem to be that important to you, so I won't say much. But it seems that you take all the 3 shares. It's not right. You can take 2 and leave 1 for me, right? Yuan Yunyan shook her head and replied very resolutely, this is my final bottom line. There is no room for further negotiation between us. If you agree, I will cooperate with you. If you don't agree, the 2 of us will break up at once. When the time comes, you leave Sunshine Avenue. I will take my single plank bridge. Chapter 40. Zhao Dong could only sigh helplessly. But in his heart he thought of you. You really think you are in control of everything? Stinky woman. I plan to ask for an extra 3% of the shares, which was originally intended for you. Zhao Dong then said, Yunyan, you have been with me for so long, I can't let you suffer. I agree to your request. Only then did Yuan Yunyan smile and said, if that's the case, then we can cooperate happily, and my mother will go all out for your business. Yuan Yunyan sneered in her heart and said, Xiao Fan, do you think you are playing with my old lady? You are giving money to let my mother play. Ha ha ha. Zhao Dong and Yuan Yunyan got out of the car and joined Xiao Fan again. Xiao Fan looked at them and sneered, how is it? Have you 2 reached an agreement? If not, we'll break up. Zhao Dong hurriedly said, Mr. Xiao is really impatient. Of course I bring good news. I will definitely not disappoint Mr. Xiao. Yuan Yunyan looked at Xiao Fan proudly and said, Mr. Xiao, during the 10 days and 10 nights I will be with you, you must respect me. Remember that I, Yuan Yunyan, am not just any man's plaything. Xiao Fan looked at Yuan Yunyan with contempt and sneered, Yuan Yunyan, do you know what kind of woman I hate the most? What I hate the most is women like you, who want to be a bitch and set up a memorial for myself. Yuan Yunyan said angrily, Xiao Fan, what do you mean? Xiao Fan sneered, I don't mean anything, I'm just playing with you. Do you think I'm really interested in you, a stinky woman? You think too highly of yourself. To be honest, you really don't deserve it. I just don't care about you, not on you bastard. Yuan Yunain's face turned pale from anger, and her body trembled a little. Xiao Dong also said angrily, Xiao Fan, what do you mean? Are you playing tricks on me? Xiao Fan nodded and replied, you are really right. I am just playing with you two? But what can you do to me? I have long been disgusted with you couple, Xiao Dong said angrily. Xiao Fan, can you explain why you did this? I don't remember that I offended you. Xiao Fan sneered, have you ever offended me? It's not based on your memory, it's based on my memory. So I'm very sorry, there can be no transaction between us. Xiao Dong suddenly took out a gun from his body and pointed it at Xiao Fan with a sneer. You bastard, no one has ever dared to tease me like this. You dare to tease me like this? Do you know that you are playing tricks on me? Originally, I planned to have a good deal with you, but you just forced me to trade in this way. Yuan Yunain said viciously, this place is so remote, even if we kill him and dig a hole to bury him, no one will find out. Xiao Fan secretly thought that this woman is as ruthless as ever. Xiao Dong sneered and said, how could he be so cheap? Don't forget that the purpose of our coming is to do business. Since this bastard is not willing to do business with us, I will hold a gun and force him to give the contract to us, sign it, and then kill him, so that we can get a fund company in vain without paying any price. Yuan Yunain hurriedly asked, then what about the share you promised me? Xiao Dong smiled and said, honey, I promised you something, when did I go back on it? I promised to give you 3 shares and I will definitely give it to you. But before that, we still have to clean up this guy first. Done, let him be obedient and sign the contract, Yuan Yunain said. Let's clarify the matter between us first. It's no problem to give me 3 in the situation just now, but now we can get all his shares, so just give me 3, some can't justify it. Xiao Fan secretly laughed at this pair of dogs and men had a dispute, and didn't want to think about whether you can get the contract you want. Xiao Dong was very displeased, but he still asked, honey, how many shares do you want? Yuan Yunain replied, I need 15 shares. Xiao Dong said angrily, Yuan Yunain, I advise you not to open your mouth like a lion. Don't you think your request is too much? Yuan Yunain sneered and said, I don't think my request is too much, because we were doing business just now, and now I am killing people with you, so I correspondingly want more shares, which is not too much at all. Xiao Dong said angrily, I will give you 5 shares at most, no more. Yuan Yunain said firmly, it must be 15, not a single point less. Xiao Fan couldn't help laughing and said, I said you guys are really interesting, are you sure you can kill me and force me to sign the contract? Xiao Dong and Yuan Yunain looked at Xiao Fan together. Xiao Dong sneered and said, Xiao Fan, do you think you still have any capital to resist now? When you decide to play tricks on me, you should think of this end. If you don't behave with your cooperation, I don't mind letting you be an eunuch. To be honest, I don't know if my marksmanship is accurate. I can turn you into an eunuch with 1 shot, but I don't mind giving it a try. Yuan Yunain laughed loudly and said, yes, let's turn this bastard into a eunuch, and he still wants to play with my old lady in a delusional way. Now let him be a ghost and he can't play with a woman. Xiao Fan sneered, then let's try and see who will become the eunuch. As soon as Xiao Fan finished speaking, Xiao Dong felt his hand loosen. He was horrified to find that the gun in his hand had disappeared. He couldn't believe his eyes. The sneer and cruel expression on his face gradually froze, all were replaced by shock. The sarcasm and ridicule on Yuan Yunain's face also disappeared, and instead she looked at Xiao Fan like a ghost, because neither of them could understand why the gun in their hands suddenly disappeared. Apart from Xiao Fan being a ghost, could there be other explanations? How could they have thought that this was Xiao Fan's ability? Xiao Fan could put the gun in Xiao Dong's hand into his ability space with just a thought. Xiao Fan sneered, are you surprised? Yuan Yunain stammered and asked, are you a person or a ghost? You are definitely not a person, you are a ghost, aren't you? After Yuan Yunain finished speaking, she turned around and ran, but it was too late. Xiao Dong's car suddenly disappeared, and when it appeared, it had already fallen from the sky and hit Yuan Yunain. This woman with a heart like a snake and a scorpion bid farewell to this world. Chapter 41 Goodbye Queen of the End Times. Xiao Fan looked at him and smiled. Xiao Dong, do you want to live? Xiao Dong was already in complete despair, knowing that he would definitely not survive, but now hearing Xiao Fan's words, his survival instincts cheered him up again. He replied excitedly, of course I want to live, as long as you are willing to let me go. I am willing to do anything you ask me. Xiao Fan knelt down and asked, can you tell me where you bought your gun from? Xiao Fan really wants to stock up on a batch of ammunition. He can awaken his abilities, but not everyone around him can awaken their abilities. Although ordinary ammunition can't deal with the interstellar iron beetle, it can deal with other people, because in the last days, not only the interstellar iron beetle is the enemy, but some of its kind are even more enemies. Stocking up on ammunition can increase the safety factor of those around you, so Xiao Fan plans to stock up a batch of ammunition not for himself, but for the people around him who can't awaken their abilities in the future. Xiao Dong hurriedly replied, I got this thing from Sister Hong. If Mr. Xiao really needs it, I can help Mr. Xiao contact Sister Hong. Xiao Fan said calmly, now take out your own mobile phone and call Sister Hong to verify whether what you said is true or not. Xiao Dong was very hesitant. He was worried that Xiao Fan would kill him after he contacted Sister Hong, but when he saw Xiao Fan's eyes, he knew that he could only gamble. If I don't do what Xiao Fan said, Xiao Fan will probably kill me now. Xiao Dong took out his mobile phone and dialed a phone number. Xiao Dong originally wanted to ask Sister Hong for help when he called again, but when he thought of Xiao Fan's superpower, he completely gave up on this idea, and instead called obediently, Sister Hong. Hello, Mr. Xiao, why don't you contact me at this time? Is there anything wrong? Sister Hong, I want to ask you for a favor. Remember the gun I took from you? Why does Mr. Xiao still need to buy? There is no problem at all. No matter when Mr. Xiao comes to pick up the goods or how much he wants, I have no problem here. Of course, the premise is that Mr. Xiao must guarantee the price. Actually, my friend wants to buy it this time. The price is definitely not a problem. My friend is very generous, then let your friends contact me directly. I'm very relieved of Mr. Xiao's friends. Xiao Fan took Xiao Dong's mobile phone and said with a smile, Hi Sister Hong, I need a large amount of ammunition, and the time should be fast, but today's time is relatively late. How about we contact tomorrow? No questions asked, just keep in touch. Then the two parties ended the call, and Xiao Fan felt that the voice of Sister Hong on the phone was somewhat familiar, as if she had heard it before, but for a while, she couldn't remember where she heard it. Xiao Fan no longer thought about it, but looked at Xiao Dong with a sneer and said, Thank you for your help. You have fulfilled your mission with honor. You can say goodbye to me. Xiao Dong shouted in horror, Mr. Xiao, please let me go. I promise I won't leak any word about what happened between us today. Mr. Xiao, as long as you can let me go, let me go. I can do anything. I can agree to any conditions you ask, all of them. It's just that he hasn't finished his words yet. So there is no chance to finish his words again, because the car that killed Yuan Yunyan fell from the sky and hid him with blood. This pair of men and women never had the chance to enter the last days, let alone awaken their abilities and die. Another thought flashed through Xiao Fan. The broken car and the two bodies were taken into the supernatural space by him, and then thrown into the extremely remote weeds and bushes on the side of the road through the supernatural space. There are still 5 days before the end of the world will come, so Xiao Fan doesn't care if someone finds their bodies? Xiao Fan took out his mobile phone and dialed Sister Hong's number. At that time, he said that he would call again tomorrow, and that was for Xiao Dong. Now his time is so tight and precious, how could he safely wait until tomorrow to contact again? Who are you, Sister Hong? I am a friend of Mr. Xiao who just contacted you. This is my mobile phone number. I got your mobile phone from Mr. Xiao, so I called you. Excuse me, what's your name? Did you say that it's late now, so you can contact me tomorrow? My name is Xiao Fan. I originally planned to contact Sister Hong tomorrow, but I suddenly realized that tomorrow's schedule is full, so I disturbed Sister Hong again. I hope Sister Hong doesn't mind. Xiao Fan? Are you Xiao Fan, the president of Xiao Group? It's right here, so it's Mr. Xiao, so don't bother me. I just don't know how Mr. Xiao wants me to serve you. If it's convenient, I'd like to meet Sister Hong now. It's not too late. If it's not convenient for Sister Hong to come out, you can tell me a place and I'll drive there. If Mr. Xiao is convenient, then come to Changhong Bar. I'll be there now. I'll be there in about an hour and a half. Sister Hong, see you soon. After finishing the call, Xiao Fan drove off immediately. He wanted to finalize the arms deal with Sister Hong overnight. Soon Xiao Fan came to Changhong Bar. It was already 8:30 in the evening. As soon as Xiao Fan entered the bar, he was choked by the strong smell of smoke in the bar and coughed non-stop. This bar looks like a low-end bar. At this time, A very beautiful young woman in a cheongsam with a graceful figure walked up to Xiao Fan with a smile. She smiled and said, "Mr. Xiao, why can't you stand the smell of smoke here?" Xiao Fan looked at the beautiful young woman in cheongsam in front of him, and instantly his thoughts returned to the end of the world. He recognized the beautiful young woman in cheongsam in front of him. In the end of the world, she is not called Hongji, but the queen of the end of the world. She has a large number of followers under her hand, and she has also awakened a powerful ability. She is a very proud overlord of the last days. She had several intimate exchanges with Xiao Fan, the purpose of which was to get Xiao Fan to help her conceive, but until Xiao Fan was reborn and traveled back, she, the queen of the end of the world, failed to conceive successfully. Xiao Fan sighed softly in his heart. No wonder the woman's voice sounded so familiar on the phone. If she hadn't entered the state of a queen yet, without the cold arrogance of a queen, and was more gentle, maybe Xiao Fan would be able to immediately hear her voice. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 42: The Magic Stick versus the Queen of the End Times. Seeing Xiao Fan in a daze, Sister Hong smiled slightly and said, "Mr. Xiao, if you said you don't mind, come to my office and talk." It turned out that this bar belonged to Sister Hong herself. Xiao Fan followed Sister Hong to his office. Sister Hong smiled and asked, "Mr. Xiao, do you want something to drink? Is it wine or a drink?" Xiao Fan replied, "I want plain water, iced." When Sister Hong heard this answer, her eyes narrowed slightly. This is her special habit. I didn't expect Xiao Fan to have this habit too. She didn't know that Xiao Fan answered this way on purpose. Xiao Fan really didn't have this hobby. Sister Hong went to a small refrigerator in the corner and said, "I really have ice water here." Opening the refrigerator, Sister Hong took out a pot of cold boiled water and a box of ice cubes and said, "To tell the truth, Mr. Xiao, I like to drink like this all year round." Xiao Fan said with a smile, "It seems that Sister Hong and I really hit it off." Sister Hong giggled coquettishly and said, "Mr. Xiao, you didn't come here to flirt with me, did you? Let me tell you, you'll be at a disadvantage if you lie to me." "Sister, I'm several years older than you." Xiao Fan smiled slightly and said, "Sister Hong, you're just kidding. I'm worried that I won't be able to control this fierce horse of yours." Sister Hong put away her smile and asked, "Mr. Xiao, let's talk about your reason for coming straight to the point." Xiao Fan said, "I want a large batch of ammunition, the more the better. The price is not a problem at all." Sister Hong smiled and said, "Mr. Xiao, you have a big appetite." Xiao Fan replied pointedly, "Do I have a big appetite? If I don't have a big appetite, I'm afraid Sister Hong will smile on her face and despise me in her heart." Others may not understand Sister Hong, but Xiao Fan, knowing how to look, you can tell at a glance that Sister Hong is actually a very proud woman. She likes to do big things. She likes to play big deals. Sister Hong narrowed her eyes slightly. Xiao Fan was really right. Sometimes she really despises those individual travelers. Sister Hong smiled and said, "Mr. Xiao, I really didn't expect you to have such a unique skill. I was very surprised. Why don't you show me my future fortune?" Xiao Fan said with a smile, "If you want to know your fortune, you must read your palm." Sister Hong stared at Xiao Fan and asked, "Mr. Xiao, you don't mean to take advantage of me on purpose, do you?" Xiao Fan laughed and said, "How can I deliberately take advantage of Hongji? If what I said is wrong, Hongji will turn against me on the spot. Hongji just let me look at the palmistry, so she won't think I'm really at a disadvantage." Sister Hong is obviously a little confused. Xiao Fan actually knows that this woman is actually a very clean and self-sufficient woman despite her wandering on the fringes of society. When she wanted a child of her own, she chose herself after thousands of choices. Sister Hong still walked up to Xiao Fan, sat down next to Xiao Fan, and handed her slender hand to Xiao Fan's. With her pure white palm facing upward, Xiao Fan held it gently, and couldn't help sighing in his heart. This woman is really difficult to control, but he doesn't know if he can control this woman smoothly this time when he comes back from rebirth. Xiao Fan did the same for me, looked at her palm and sighed. "Sister Hong, your life has been quite rough." Sister Hong asked curiously, "Mr. Xiao, what did you see?" Xiao Fan said seriously, Sister Hong, you were actually twins when you were born, and you should have a younger sister, but it is very unfortunate that your younger sister was sold by your gambler father just after she was born. Sister Hong turned pale with shock. This was a secret she had buried deeply in her heart. No one had ever told her about it. It was also a pain that she would never get rid of, but Xiao Fan said it out of her mouth, which made her feel unbelievable. Is Xiao Fan really so amazing? She would never have thought that this is the end of the future, she told Xiao Fan herself. Xiao Fan ignored Sister Hong's shock and continued, when you were 3 years old, your father was in a car accident because of drunk driving. Your father and mother passed away together, and you grew up with your grandma. Unfortunately, when you were 18 years old, grandma also passed away. Since then, you have started to live independently and wanted to find your younger sister, but there has been no result. Sister Hong, am I right? Sister Hong asked excitedly. How on earth do you know this? Did you ask someone to investigate me? Xiao Fan smiled wryly. Sister Hong, are you too sensitive? I just asked someone to investigate you. Do you think I can find out? Sister Hong regained her composure, thought for a while, and nodded. It is true that she is looking for someone to investigate, and some things cannot be investigated, such as her twin sister who was sold by her father when she was just born. Sister Hong asked, Mr. Xiao, since you are so amazing, can you help me figure it out? Can I still find my sister? Xiao Fan said with a smile, it's not impossible, but this is a peep into the future. It's not a simple thing. I have to meet some special conditions before I can see it. Sister Hong said, what kind of conditions does Mr. Xiao need, and what kind of cooperation does he need from me? As long as Mr. Xiao speaks out, I will definitely cooperate with all my strength. Xiao Fan gently stroked Sister Hong's jade hand. Sister Hong was very unnatural, but she resisted not to withdraw her hand. This means that Sister Hong has a special feeling for Xiao Fan, otherwise she would have slapped her. Xiao Fan said with a smirk, Sister Hong, I will stay by your side tonight. After being intimate with you, I can feel your breath better. Maybe tomorrow I can tell you how to find your sister. Sister Hong's complexion is very ugly. Xiao Fan said sternly, if Sister Hong thinks that she will be at a disadvantage by doing this, then just pretend that I didn't say anything, and let's continue to discuss our deal. Sister Hong suddenly asked, tell me some more of my secrets. Xiao Fan laughed and said, Sister Hong, I know you have 3 spots on your body, 1 on your chest, 1 on your abdomen, and 1 on your spot. Sister Hong was completely stunned. This can be calculated, and what she said is not bad at all. Xiao Fan was happy in his heart. Is my queen of the end times very surprised? If I still can't take you down, I'll just continue to report you some more fierce news. Sister Hong took a while to say, but we are meeting for the first time after all. Xiao Fan pulled Sister Hong over and smiled. What's the matter with the first meeting? Maybe you can hide it from others, but you can't hide it from my eyes. I know you feel very good about me. I'm right. Does it make you feel very surprised? Because you can't hide everything from my eyes. Chapter 43 The Queen in number 039, S shock. The next morning, Sister Hong opened her eyes and asked, where's the news about my sister? Xiao Fan said with a smile, how can it be so fast? You give me 3 days, and I will definitely give you the answer. Sister Hong narrowed her eyes and asked, you're not lying to me, are you? Xiao Fan replied seriously, if I can't give you an answer within 3 days, you can take a gun and kill me. It's okay. Sister Hong thought for a while after hearing this, and said seriously, I only give you 3 days, and you will be responsible for all the consequences when the time comes. Don't think that I will be reluctant to kill you because you become my first man. Xiao Fan smiled and said, I know you are willing to do so. Besides, how could I lie to you about this matter? Sister Hong stopped talking after listening. Xiao Fan asked, let's talk about the matter between us. How much ammunition do you have? Sister Hong shook her head and replied, I don't have any ammunition. I just run a bar, not an ammunition seller. Xiao Fan was confused. Then what kind of arms business are you talking about with me? Sister Hong seemed to be deliberately taking revenge on Xiao Fan in this way. After seeing Xiao Fan's reaction, she was very satisfied, and then said proudly, although I am not an arms seller, I can be a middleman. I can introduce you for those who sell arms. But don't blame me for not reminding you, if you only buy a little ammunition at a time, it will be very safe, but you have to buy so many arms at once. Will the arms boss hit your idea? It's me not sure either. Xiao Fan said with a smile, if they honestly deal with me, it's their luck, otherwise, they are doing their own death. and I won't show mercy at that time. Sister Hong looked at Xiao Fan and asked, "Don't talk big in front of me. Those people are all cruel animals. They won't show any mercy to you." Xiao Fan smiled and said, "Sister Hong, you seem to really care about me, which makes me very touched. Have you already admitted in your heart that I am your man?" Sister Hong rolled her eyes at Fan and said, "Don't give me too much smugness. I just don't want you to die in vain. Isn't that what you men do? You don't like bragging in front of women. Many men end up miserable. It is because of this, but instead blames us women for being a troublesome beauty. I am a bitch." Xiao Fan wiped the drool off his face and said, "You really vomit." Sister Hong snorted, "Why do you dislike my dirty saliva now? You didn't eat less last night." Xiao Fan was speechless. Sister Hong smiled proudly like a general who has won a battle. "Just kidding, but what I told you is true. Don't take it to heart. How big is it for you to buy so much ammunition at once? For a sum of money, they will really cheat. Because for them, being able to cheat once is a real profitable business." Xiao Fan asked earnestly, "Even if you are the middleman, they will blackmail the car, and they don't even give you face." Sister Hong snorted, "What face do I have? Do you really think I'm living a good life? I'm just a pawn used by them. I'm a woman and I want to live a safe and stable life, so I have to do things with my conscience behind my back, such as using my bar as a middleman for them. If I don't want to do this, they will mess with me, and my business will not be able to go on, and even my life will not survive." "Don't even know." Xiao Fan snorted coldly and said, "It turns out that they bullied you like this. Then I will definitely give you a bad breath. My woman is not that they bully him if they want to bully him. Since they bully him, they have to pay a heavy price." Sister Hong hurriedly said, "Don't be fooled, you are just an ordinary person, and they are all desperados armed to the teeth. You don't need to stand out for me, and I don't need to. I have supported you for so many years. Come here, and live well." Xiao Fan hugged her and said seriously, "You didn't meet me before, so I can't do anything about what happened in the past, but now that you have met me, I must take responsibility for your future." Sister Hong sighed, "I know what you said wants to move me. Whether it's true or not, I'm really moved, but listen to me, you are not their opponent at all, you can't beat them." Xiao Fan laughed and said, "You have this thought in your heart, it only shows that you don't know your man too well. Now I will let you see how powerful your man is." Sister Hong snorted, "I know you are amazing, always." What happened next? Sister Hong stopped abruptly before she could say it. Her whole body was dumbstruck as if it was petrified in an instant. Xiao Fan obviously didn't even move, and he didn't even have time to put on his clothes, but there was an extra gun in his hand for no reason. Xiao Fan patted Sister Hong on the cheek with a smile and joked, "Did you see that? Is your man bragging? Just rely on my unique skill, not to mention that they are armed to the teeth, but they have teeth all over their bodies. I also let them die without a trace, let them disappear silently in this world." Sister Hong asked in shock, "This is unbelievable. How did you do it? Why didn't I realize that you have a gun on your body?" Xiao Fan laughed and said, "Sister Hong, did you really not notice that I had a gun on me? Impossible, I stabbed you thousands of times last night, and you didn't even know I had a gun on me." Sister Hong said angrily, "I'm telling you seriously, don't interrupt me indiscriminately. How did you get this gun? How did you do it? Are you a magician?" Xiao Fan said seriously, "I'll let you confirm now. Is this magic or your man's ability? You are holding the gun in my hand tightly now, holding it with both hands. How big is it? Just use as much strength as you can. Don't let go, and don't blink." Sister Hong didn't understand what Xiao Fan meant, but she followed Xiao Fan's instructions. She tightly held the gun in Xiao Fan's hand with both hands, and her beautiful eyes were fixed on the gun body, but in the next second, she suddenly felt that her hands lost their center of gravity, and she threw herself into Xiao Fan's arms. Because the gun she was holding tightly in her hand had completely disappeared at this moment, she can fully confirm that the disappearance of the gun is not magic at all, because she knows that she is not Xiao Fan's trick at all, and the gun really disappeared out of thin air. Chapter 44 Arrange to meet the boss. Xiao Fan did not immediately explain, but said, "Actually, my ability is not limited to a gun." Before Sister Hong could digest Xiao Fan's words, an even more incredible thing happened before her eyes. Everything in his bedroom disappeared, except that she and Xiao Fan were lying on this bed. Sister Hong didn't know if she should continue to be shocked. Anyway, she felt a little numb. All the adjectives she used to know were no longer able to describe her mood at the moment. Xiao Fan smiled slightly, Everything that just disappeared returned to its original position. Sister Hong closed her eyes and muttered to herself, I must be dreaming, I must be dreaming, this can't be real. As he spoke, he grabbed Xiao Fan's hand and bit it hard. Xiao Fan let out a heart-piercing howl. Sister Hong said, are you really in such pain? Am I not dreaming? Xiao Fan said unhappily, are you dreaming? You know if you bite yourself. Why did you bite me? It hurts me to death. Sister Hong opened her eyes and smiled embarrassedly. I'm also worried that if it's not a dream, wouldn't it hurt too much to bite myself? I'm afraid of pain. Xiao Fan slapped her hard on the back and said, then you bite me so hard. Sister Hong said angrily, you are still a man, so narrow-minded. What's wrong with biting you? I'll take revenge right away. Isn't it willing to hit me so hard? Xiao Fan knows that you can't reason with the women, and you can't explain clearly, so she changed the subject and asked, Sister Hong, I also feel that it is too difficult for you. You are surrounded by some dressed beasts, and you are surrounded by them, to be able to guard oneself like a jade. This really touched me. Sister Hong snorted, now you also know that it's not easy for me. Hey, I was just lucky. I met a sister who understands me better and has been taking care of me. Otherwise, how could they let me go? In fact, I also know that they all covet me, but no matter how much they covet my body, as long as that sister takes care of me, those stinky men can only bear it. Xiao Fan asked curiously, is the sister who takes care of you still the boss? Sister Hong shook her head and explained, she is the woman who wants to have an arms deal with us. She is 1 year older than me and has always regarded me as a close sister. Without her care, how could I be safe until now? Xiao Fan said, what's her relationship with that boss? Sister Hong asked vigilantly, why are you trying to get her idea? Xiao Fan smiled wryly and said, I said, what do you think of me? I can't find the kind of woman I want. Will I pick up other people's broken shoes? Maybe you think my words are ugly, but what I say is the truth. Sister Hong didn't make any rebuttals, because she thought what Xiao Fan said was indeed true, and by virtue of Xiao Fan's method just now, he could easily grab the kind of woman he wanted. Xiao Fan explained, I mean, if she has a really good relationship with that big guy, maybe I can let that big guy go this time. But other people who have bullied you, I will definitely not let go. But if she has a bad relationship with that big guy, then this time I will clean up the big guy too, so that I can vent your anger and make decisions for your good sister. Killing two birds with one stone, Sister Hong replied seriously, the relationship between her and that boss is very complicated. I don't think it can be explained by a good or a bad one. Anyway, it's very complicated. I'm afraid she doesn't know how to survive without that boss. That boss raised a golden cat, which has lost the ability to survive on its own. Xiao Fan smiled and said, forget it, let her go. As long as the boss doesn't blackmail me this time, I can spare the boss's life. But if he wants to blackmail me, I'll let him know what real gangsters are. Not only will I swallow all his ammunition for free, but I will also kill him. Sister Hong, I need your cooperation. Sister Hong nodded and said, I will definitely cooperate with you well. In fact, you are also my opportunity. I have long wanted to get rid of them and live a life that a normal woman can live. It is enough for me to deal with them, no sense of security at all. If you can really help me get rid of them this time, I really want to thank you. You are really my benefactor. Xiao Fan patted Sister Hong on the shoulder and said, why are you being so polite to me? Their so-called big bosses are just a group of younger brothers in front of me. I can easily deal with it, so put your heart on it. The inside of the stomach is fine, no matter what happens at that time. You don't care about it, don't ask. Remember that it is enough for you to protect yourself, and I will solve all problems by myself. Sister Hong thought for a while and said, then I will contact them now. Xiao Fan nodded. Sister Hong took out her mobile phone and dialed a number. Sister, you haven't contacted my sister for several days. Why don't you go to the Three Treasures Hall for nothing? Do you miss your sister, or do you have something to do with her? Sister Xiao, sister, I miss you, and I have a more important matter to find you. Sister, tell me directly if you have anything. Why are you so polite? We don't need so many politeness between sisters. Sister Xiao, please tell Brother Ho that there is a client who wants to see him as soon as possible. This client is very large and needs a batch, or rather a large batch of ammunition. Okay sister, I understand, I will tell him. Sister, this client's time is very urgent. Can I take him to you directly now and wait for your arrangement, then bring your client over here? There should be no problem. Sister Hong ended the call, looked at Xiao Fan and said, Let's get up and pack up now, let's go after breakfast. After Sister Hong finished speaking, she got up, and seeing her jade-like back, Xiao Fan couldn't help but throbbed again, but his time was indeed too urgent, so he forcibly endured it, and let's settle the matter first. After all, the interstellar iron beetle may come at any time, so if you can stock up in advance, don't delay it. Even if it takes one more day, no one will know what will happen the next day. So Xiao Fan and Sister Hong washed up and had breakfast before setting off to stock up on ammunition. Chapter 45. The scale of this horse farm is quite good, with a full enclosure of 300 mu of land. When the car arrived outside the gate of the horse farm, Sister Hong asked Xiao Fan to stop first, then she called Sister Xia to contact her, and then Sister Xia explained to the gatekeeper that Xiao Fan's car was allowed to enter the sheep farm. Racecourse. After entering the horse farm, Xiao Fan saw a lot of expensive horses being ridden by gorgeous gentlemen and ladies for equestrian practice. If they didn't know the inside story, no one would know that such a racecourse is actually a golden and jade-like exterior, with an unknown amount of dirt and filth hidden inside. Under Sister Hong's guidance, Xiao Fan drove to the outside of a row of bungalows, which looked more like a warehouse than an office. After Xiao Fan stopped the car, Sister Hong said, "Be careful not to be careless. This is the core of the entire horse farm. According to my judgment, it may also be a warehouse for arms. Don't look at these bungalows. There must be a basement inside, and the monitoring is very strict. Our every move is watched by someone." Xiao Fan smiled and just nodded without speaking. Sister Hong took out her mobile phone to contact Sister Xia again. "Sister, we have arrived, are you there? Wait a minute, I'll come out to pick you up right now, and I'm drinking tea with your brother Ho. Don't worry, sister. It doesn't matter if we wait outside for a while." After the call was over, about 3 minutes later, an extremely charming woman came out from a bungalow in the middle. The woman's beauty was comparable to Sister Hong's, but she had to be said to be even more enchanting and charming, as far as she has the strength of a wild wolf with 3 steps and 3 waists. Sister Hong really can't get out of it. Sister Hong and Xiao Fan got out of the car and greeted them. Sister Xia's eyes lit up when she saw Xiao Fan at the first sight. I have to say that Xiao Fan's handsome appearance and unruly eyes are really attractive to most women. Sister Hong hurriedly stepped forward and said with a smile, "Sister, I'm really sorry. I should have come to see you earlier, but I've been busy procrastinating until now. I don't know if my sister will blame me." Sister Xia looked at Xiao Fan and joked, "My good sister, we just haven't seen each other for a few days, and you have such a handsome guy beside you. I don't know if you are busy alone or with this handsome guy." Sister Hong said embarrassingly, "Sister, don't talk nonsense, this is just a random joke. This is Xiao Fan, the president of Xiao Group, not the big customer I told you on the phone. He wants to stockpile a batch of arms. How can I? What qualifications do you have to be busy with others, but you can't make jokes in front of Mr. Xiao?" Sister Xia leaned over to Sister Hong's ear and whispered, "You damn girl, if you can fool others, can you also fool your elder sister? My elder sister can tell from the expression on your face and your eyes that you are with him. What have you experienced?" "My sister is someone who has experienced it. After doing that, a woman has a special charm, and my sister can tell it at a glance." "Wait a minute, you have to be careful. You also know that those guys in the room are interested in you bad. If they know that you have some secrets with this handsome guy, I'm afraid they will have some bad thoughts in their hearts." Sister Hong nodded hurriedly and said, "Thank you for reminding me, sister. I understand, I will definitely pay attention." Sister Xia said again, "If you don't have a special relationship with this handsome guy, I won't tell you these things, but now I know that your relationship is not ordinary, so I have to say these things. Brother Ho is so cute. There are only benefits here. This handsome guy is gentle. Don't expose your true strength too much, be careful." Sister Hong hurriedly nodded in agreement. Although the two women spoke very softly, Xiao Fan's ears were so keen that he could still hear them clearly. He couldn't help but think in his heart that although Sister Xia was a golden thread raised by the boss bird, but I have to say that my thoughts are really not bad. At least I am sincere to Sister Hong. Sister Xia looked at Xiao Fan at this time and said, "Mr. Xiao, I have admired his name for a long time. The Xiao Group is a thunderous existence. I never thought that I would meet such a big man as Mr. Xiao today. I am really lucky in my life." But Mr. Xiao, wait a moment. After entering, it's best to only talk about business and nothing else. Sister Hong also hurriedly explained, Sister Xiao means that there is no need to introduce your identity. Xiao Fan smiled and said, "Thank you, Sister Xiao, for reminding me. I understand." Sister Xiao took Xiao Fan and Sister Hong into the room. There were only 3 people sitting in the room, all of whom were dressed as gentlemen in suits and leather shoes. 2 young tall men in black suits were more like bodyguards. Xiao Fan, but their eyes are very calm. No psychological activity can be seen from their eyes. The other one looks like the boss, not a very vicious existence at first glance. On the contrary, he looks very easygoing, with a very gentle smile. After seeing Xiao Fan and Sister Hong, he stood up and greeted with a smile, "Sister Hong, I remember that I haven't come to play with your sister for several days. Why are you busy now? Don't you even have time to spend with your sister? Your sister has been thinking about you for the past few days. If you don't come today, she plans to find you tomorrow, and stop by your bar for a few drinks." Sister Hong smiled and said, "Brother Ho, I've been busy looking for clients for you these days. This is the big client I told Sister Xiao before. He wanted a batch of arms, but he didn't get approval from Brother Ho before. I rashly brought people here. I hope Brother Ho doesn't mind. Because this Mr. Xiao is really urgent and very anxious, and I'm worried about affecting this batch of business, so please forgive me." Brother Ho looked at Xiao Fan and said with a smile, "Since it's the client introduced by Hong Mei, we brothers are also friends. If you don't mind, you can also call me Brother Ho." Xiao Fan said with a slight smile, "Hi, Brother Ho. I'm very sorry for interrupting you so rashly. Please don't blame Brother Ho." Brother Ho smiled and said, "Brother, you don't have to be so polite. Brother Ho, I pursue a down-to-earth business. Hong Mei directly brought you to my horse farm. You know Brother Ho well, but I don't know what Brother Ho is. What kind of background?" Brother Ho stared at Xiao Fan after saying this, and his 2 bodyguards also stared at Xiao Fan. They seemed to be waiting for Xiao Fan to introduce himself, but Xiao Fan felt that things were not that simple. These guys seem to know their identity and background, but they are waiting to see if they can tell the truth. Chapter 46 Designing Each Other. Hearing Xiao Fan's words, Brother Ho and his 2 bodyguards showed meaningful smiles, but Sister Hong and Sister Xiao both had a flash of panic and worry in their eyes. Brother Ho said with a smile, "Mr. Xiao, it's really a great honor to meet you. I really never thought that Mr. Xiao would become my client one day. This makes me feel very honored, but knowing that my client has never there have been hundreds of billions of customers. Mr. Xiao is definitely the first. He may also be the only one." As soon as he finished speaking, his 2 bodyguards laughed maliciously. Sister Xiao hurriedly said, "Since Mr. Ho's identity has been clarified, Mr. Xiao must be very safe. Why don't we discuss the transaction as soon as possible?" Brother Ho looked at Sister Xiao, narrowed his eyes slightly and said, "Baby, you'd better go out for a while. This is a discussion between men. It's best for you women not to get involved. Let's talk about things later. I'll let you in when it's time to celebrate." Not only is he going to drive out Sister Xiao, but he is also going to drive out Sister Hong. Although Brother Ho spoke very politely, his tone was already very bad. Sister Xiao was obviously very nervous when she heard it. It can be seen that she is still very scared in her heart at this time. Sister Hong also looked at Xiao Fan nervously and worriedly. Xiao Fan smiled slightly and said, "Sister Hong, why don't you go out with Sister Xiao first, and I'll stay and discuss our deal with Brother Ho. You can rest assured that Brother Ho is such a good person, nothing unexpected will happen." Brother Ho laughed and said, "Mr. Xiao is very right. Don't you two understand my personality and don't feel relieved? We are all friends, and friends naturally treat each other with success, and naturally there will be no conflicts, accident." After Brother Ho finished speaking, he laughed loudly, and his 2 bodyguards laughed too. Sister Hong saw the determination in Xiao Fan's eyes, and thought of Xiao Fan's miraculous ability, so she was completely relieved. She looked at Sister Xia and said, "Sister, let's go out. They want to talk about things between men. It is not convenient for us to stay aside. We will not stay here to disturb them. Wait outside." After speaking, Sister Hong took Sister Xia's arm and walked out together. When she came to the door, Sister Xia said worriedly, "Sister, you really don't worry about keeping your man inside. I'll tell you that if Brother Ho turns his back on you in terms of human beings, he is really a demon who eats people without spitting out bones, and what he says is simply unbelievable." Sister Hong smiled and said, "Sister Xia, don't worry, Xiao Fan will definitely not have any accidents. It's fine if I don't have bad thoughts in my heart, but if he really has bad thoughts, I don't know who is the one who suffers. Sister Xiao asked. Sister, do you really have so much confidence in your man? Sister Hong nodded and replied, Sister, I advise you to be mentally prepared. If something really happens in one lie, I hope you don't blame my sister. Sister Xiao shook her head and smiled wryly. I've been through this kind of fear for a long time. In his eyes, I'm not his woman at all, but just a golden cat to be played with by him. You look at me very in fact, my sister's life is not as good as a cat or a dog. If my sister can help me get rid of this kind of life this time, I really wish for it. But my sister is more worried that your man will be. Sister Xiao didn't finish what she said next, but even though she didn't finish, Sister Hong knew what she was talking about, but Sister Hong didn't give any explanation. Although Sister Xiao is her very good sister and best friend, in Sister Hong's view, no matter how close the relationship between her and Sister Xiao is, she must never give Xiao Fan's secrets to her. Leak out, she is already Xiao Fan's woman. Xiao Fan is her own heaven and everything to her. The less people know about Xiao Fan's secret, the safer Xiao Fan will be, and a brand new confrontation has started in the room. Brother Ho said with a smile, Mr. Xiao, this time your appetite is very big. I have also seen it, but I want to know exactly how much ammunition you want. Xiao Fan replied with a smile, it depends on how much ammunition Brother Ho has, not how many ammunition I want. I can eat as much ammunition as Brother Ho has, and the price is not an issue. Brother Ho's eyes lit up and said, Mr. Xiao, it seems that your appetite is really big, but I just don't know if your strength is as big as your appetite. I have $1 billion munitions here. This guy is purely bragging right now. He has no intention of selling arms at all, but is testing Xiao Fan's strength so that he can make a fool of himself next time. Xiao Fan is a person who has survived for 50 years in the apocalypse. How could this little guy in front of him deceive his eyes? He is now completely convinced that this guy will not honestly make a deal with him. Then don't blame him, Xiao Fan, for being rude. If you want to play with me, then I'll play with you and see who dies in the end. Xiao Fan still smiled without changing his expression. Could it be that Brother Ho only has 1 billion munitions here? Yes. And I can pay right away, just wondering if I can see the goods first. Hearing Xiao Fan said to pay immediately, Brother Ho's eyes lit up immediately. Isn't this sending food for himself? Originally, he was planning to torture him or kidnap him for extortion, but it seems that there is no need now. If this guy can take the initiative to pay him the money, then after he receives the money, he will kill him and silence him. Goods, isn't that a more wonderful thing? So Brother Ho immediately changed his original thoughts, but he never thought that this was the trap Xiao Fan set for him, which was to make him mistakenly think that he could get the money easily, and then let him get the money in order to get it. And give Xiao Fan some conveniences, such as giving Xiao Fan the opportunity to go and see the batch of arms. As long as Xiao Fan can see that batch of arms, he can put that batch of fire into his own power space, and then his purpose of this trip will be perfectly achieved, and it doesn't matter who will kill who next. The two of them can be said to be designing each other, but who will fall into whose trap depends on who is stronger in the end. Of course, Brother Ho now thinks that his strength will definitely crush Xiao Fan. Chapter 47. Deep into the trap. He is quite confident, since he has thrown such a big bait. Brother Ho, a big fish, will definitely bite the bait, and he will almost certainly agree to take him to see the munitions. Brother Ho really smiled and said, Mr. Xiao, it is not impossible for you to go to see the ammunition. This is a very simple matter for me, but before that, I want to confirm what Mr. Xiao said. Is it true or false? Is it true that you pay for the arms as soon as you see them, instead of paying for them and delivering them? Xiao Fan said with a smile, if it was someone else, I would not believe it. I would naturally ask for the money to be paid and the delivery to be made. But Brother Ho and Sister Xiao are so close. Sister Xiao would not cheat Sister Hong, and Brother Ho would naturally don't lie to me anymore. Brother Ho narrowed his eyes slightly and said, Brother, I heard you say that, and I feel that the relationship between you and Hong Mei is very unusual. What is the relationship between you two? When Xiao Fan heard this sentence, he smelled a sour smell of vinegar, and he knew that the damned guy in front of him was really trying to get Sister Hong's idea, so you should be even more damned. Xiao Fan prodded him on purpose and said, Brother Ho should be able to see that my relationship with Sister Hong is naturally very unusual. To be honest, I am her man, and she has just become my woman. We are very close, lover relationship. Our relationship has just been established, so I wonder if we can get Brother Ho's blessing. Brother Ho still had a smile on his face, but the smile became colder and colder, and there was a murderous intent in his eyes. Of course, this murderous intent was only fleeting, but it was still captured by Xiao Fan. Xiao Fan sneered in his heart, "You damn bastard still wanted to kill Lao Tzu, but this time he thought of going with Lao Tzu, and Lao Tzu wanted to kill you too." Xiao Fan looked at Brother Ho pretending to show anticipation on purpose, as if he really wanted to get Brother Ho's blessing. Of course he didn't want to bless him, but he just thought it would stimulate the guy in front of him more. Sure enough, the smile on Brother Ho's face has completely disappeared. He really can't pretend anymore, and the murderous intent in his heart can't be concealed at all, but he still decided to bear it for the time being. First cheat the guy in front of him of his money. This little fan seems to be an idiot. After cheating his money, tie him up, and then take the knife with his own hands, cut off his flesh with one knife. The only way to relieve the hatred in my heart. This reckless guy snatched the woman he had reserved, and basically dared to show off in front of him like this. He was looking for death. I would never let him go, and I couldn't even let him die easily. In an instant, Brother Ho had killed Xiao Fan countless times in his heart, and all of them were using the cruelest methods. Brother Ho said with a smile, "Brother, you are really capable. You can win a top-notch woman like Hong Mei. I really admire you from the bottom of my heart. Brother, I wish you a happy marriage for 100 years. Xiao Fan intentionally showed a very bright smile and said, "Thank you, Brother Ho, then we are more like a family. Sister Hong and Sister Xiao are as close as sisters. I hope our brothers can also be like brothers." Brother Ho felt ruthless in his heart. "You damn bastard, the two of us will be like brothers, my dear. I will send you to heaven with my own hands, and help you destroy the corpse and wipe out the traces with my own hands." But he smiled and said, "Since we are so close, then we have nothing to hide. Brother, if you want to see the arms, then let's go and see. It's just that after watching the arms, I don't know, brother, when can I pay the money?" Xiao Fan immediately pretended to be very generous, patted his chest and said, "Brother Ho, you will be my big brother from now on. As long as the number of ammunition is about the same, 1 billion is 1 billion, I will arrange payment immediately, no any delay. Brother Ho just needs to give me the account number, and I can receive my remittance in a few minutes." Brother Ho laughed and said, "Brother is indeed a person who does great things. He is really very forthright. I can't compare this to a big brother. I really admire it. Brothers are so forthright, so I can't do it. Go on, I will show you the ammunition right now. In fact, my arsenal is under this room." Brother Ho thought to himself, sure enough, he is an idiot, just a rich second generation, a super prodigal rich second generation. If his parents are still alive and know that their son is such a prodigal, they will definitely be pissed to death again. I have vented my anger on his parents by cleaning him up. Xiao Fan smiled in his heart, "You are a super idiot. I will make you dumbfounded." After seeing the arms, Brother Ho looked at one of his bodyguards and said, "Liu Zi, did you hear Mr. Xiao's words? Immediately arrange to open the entrance to the arsenal. I will take Mr. Xiao to see the goods." Liu Zi hurriedly took out the walkie-talkie on his body, and said, "Old Gao, please pay attention, open the entrance to the arsenal immediately. Brother Ho is going to take the customer to see the goods." Xiao Fan heard the words of the 6 sons, secretly thinking that the entrance to the arsenal cannot be opened from the outside. Do I have to open it from the inside? Is there anyone in there 24/7 at the arms curry? It really made Xiao Fan guess right. The entrance of the paper towel arsenal really cannot be opened from the outside, only the guards inside can open it, and the old knife guarding the arsenal inside is definitely a desperado. Someone tried to force open the entrance to the arsenal from the outside, and he would immediately detonate the entire arsenal inside. Therefore, it is almost impossible for someone to open the entrance to the arsenal and enter the arsenal without Brother Ho's cooperation. Immediately afterwards, Xiao Fan heard the sound of rattling metal under his feet. This sound lasted for about 30 seconds, and then Xiao Fan felt the ground beneath him begin to vibrate. Brother Ho smiled and said, "Brother, don't be nervous. We are opening the entrance of the arsenal right now, and the entrance of the arsenal is just under our feet, so there is such a movement. We can enter in a moment. After we enter, I will definitely open your eyes, brother, and let you see how big my business is." Of course, Brother Ho is completely bragging. He really doesn't have so many ammunition, at most 100 million. Of course, Xiao Fan will not give him any seriousness, because no matter how many ammunition it is free. And why care how many there are? Cracks began to appear on the ground, and the cracks were getting bigger and bigger. Xiao Fan sneered in his heart, and he was about to succeed. Brother Ho also clenched his fists tightly, glanced at Xiao Fan viciously, and said in his heart, "After you pay the money, it will be your death day. I will make your death very comfortable." Chapter 48. Below the hole is a staircase leading to the ground, but the hole is so dark that nothing can be seen. The six sons took out the walkie-talkie again and shouted, "Old Dale, Brother Ho is going down now, turn on the lights." Soon the black greasy hole was lit with lights. The lights were not particularly bright, but you could see the general shape of the hole clearly. The hole was more than 10 meters deep. It seemed that the design inside was very unusual. Brother Ho said with a smile, "This hole is relatively deep. Brother must follow the footsteps of elder brother closely. Don't step on the ground and fall down, otherwise you will be injured if you don't die." Xiao Fan said with a smile, "Brother, don't worry, brother, I will be very careful, and there will never be any mistakes. Brother, you should also be careful. After all, the stairs are too high." These two people can say that there is something in their words, but Brother Ho thinks that Xiao Fan didn't catch it. But in fact, what Xiao Fan said is that he didn't catch it. Brother Ho and his two bodyguards went down the stairs first, followed by Brother Ho, and Xiao Fan followed behind. Soon they came to the underground arsenal. Xiao Fan still couldn't help being surprised. Although Brother Ho said that he was bragging that he had munitions worth 1 billion yuan, but to be honest, the size of the underground arsenal was still true. It's amazing, there are guys of all kinds of lengths, and there are many big killers with different distances. Brother Ho said triumphantly, "How about brother? Brother, I didn't lie to you, right? If you can swallow these guys, you will definitely be invincible in the world. Actually, I would say that these munitions are worth 1 billion yuan. In fact, an overestimate of 1.5 billion is justified." In fact, he is bragging again, but he thinks that Xiao Fan is a rookie, so he can't see how much the ammunition here is worth. But in Xiao Fan's eyes, he is the real prey. Xiao Fan sneered and said, "Brother, because of the relationship between Sister Xia and Sister Hong, I respect you very much. I will believe whatever you say, but I was very disappointed when I went to the arsenal to see it. Big brother is not very honest. He even treats brother like a fool." Brother Ho narrowed his eyes immediately and said, "What do you mean by that?" Brother Ho's two bodyguards also looked at Xiao Fan, with unfriendly eyes flashing in their eyes. As long as Brother Ho gives an order, they will immediately attack, and there will never be any mercy. Xiao Fan sneered and said, "What do I mean? You don't know in your own mind? How much are your arms worth? You don't have a clue in your mind. You tell me it's worth 1 billion, and I'll fuck you for 1 billion. You can be worth 100 million if you die here, which is high. Do you treat me as a fool? Do you think I am really a rich second generation who doesn't understand anything, and I will believe what you say? Think too highly of yourself. Your IQ can fool the average idiot. It's not enough for me." Liu Zi sneered and said, "Our boss just lied to you, so what? You are already here, and you are a plaything in our hands. If we let you die, you will die, and if we let you live, you will live. If you are really smart, just be obedient, kneel down and beg for mercy, take the initiative to call us the money, maybe our boss can let you survive. But you insult our boss like this without knowing your life. You are only going to die." The other bodyguard looked at Brother Ho and asked, "Boss, that bastard insulted you like this, how can you vent your anger with one word? Make him die better or worse?" Brother Ho sneered and said, "Mr. Xiao, you think you are really smart. If you are really smart, I don't believe you can't see the situation in front of you clearly. In such a place, if I let you die, you have a sliver of survival. Is it possible? So you are still a fool. You are the fool I lied to, and you are the fool I killed. 1 billion or less is not enough. Let your people call me immediately. I will make it easier for you to go. Otherwise I will let you live but not die." Xiao Fan sneered and said, "Brother Ho, I'm Ba. Fuck you. Do you really think you've got me? Do you really think I'm going to be at your mercy in this place, and I have to do whatever you want? You don't even look at who you really are. To tell you the truth, it's not my life that's in your hands, but yours is in Lao Tzu's hands." When Liu Zi and another bodyguard heard Xiao Fan's words, they immediately pulled out their guns, and pointed the black muzzle at Xiao Fan's head at the same time. The six sons sneered and said, "I really don't know how to live or die. I'll be shot dead right now." Believe it or not, Brother Ho narrowed his eyes and sneered, "By the way, brother, there is one thing I forgot to tell you. This woman, Mu Hong, was reserved by me. How dare you play her idea? I will make you a eunuch. What a shame, you dare to touch Lao Tzu's women." You can touch Lao Tzu's women at will, but you still ask Lao Tzu to bless you. From that moment on, you are actually a dead person. Xiao Fan sneered and said, actually, from that moment on, you are also a dead person in my eyes, because I saw your intentions towards Sister Hong, and she is my woman. How can you make up my mind about my woman? So you are dead too. By the way, I can tell you one thing, after you die, Sister Xia, I will take good care of her for you. After all, she regards Sister Hong as her own sister, and even told me to be careful of you, so I can't let her down. In fact, Xiao Fan's last sentence was deliberately provoking Brother Ho, deliberately stating that Sister Xia didn't have him in her heart at all, and she was psychologically hitting and torturing him. As expected, Brother Ho became extremely angry when he heard this sentence. He couldn't help roaring, "This damn bitch dared to betray me. I'm already tired of playing with her now. It seems that I should finish it. It's just a pity that Mu Hong is already a junk, but it's barely acceptable." Xiao Fan sneered, "But I still advise you to think carefully about how to get out of here alive. If you can't get out of here alive, everything about you will be mine. Your woman, your property, all the resources will be mine. You have worked hard for decades. You are working for me. Ironic?" "Ha ha ha," Brother Ho roared angrily. "Tell him to shut up and break one of his legs." If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 49. I have Mu Hong in number 039, S Secret. There was a very cruel smile on Liu Zi's face. In fact, his favorite thing to do was to torture people, and such a rich man with hundreds of billions of dollars was even more enjoyable for him. But just when he was about to pull the trigger, he suddenly felt that he was in vain, because the gun in his hand suddenly disappeared. How is this going? Before he had time to be shocked, something incomprehensible happened to him, and the gun in his companion's hand also disappeared. Liu Zi and his companions stood there completely blankly, already in a state of inability to think. It took a long time for Brother Ho to react and asked in horror, "Who are you? Are you a human or a ghost? How did you do it?" Xiao Fan ignored Liu Zi and his companions, but walked up to Brother Ho, reached out and patted his cheek with a smile and said, "Now you know whether I am a human or a ghost. Do you feel the temperature on my palm?" Brother Ho hurriedly nodded and said, "But how did you do it?" Xiao Fan sneered and said, "How I did it has nothing to do with you, because you don't deserve to know. If you deal with me honestly this time, don't be so delusional. It's for Sister Xia's sake. I will spare your life. But you bastard, you actually want to make a fool of me. And you even hit on my woman. Do you know that you are trying to die?" Brother Ho hurriedly begged for mercy. "I'm sorry, brother, I did something wrong before. It was all because of my obsession and I'm not alone. I apologize to you now. Please forgive me this time. I will never do it again." "Don't dare. All the ammunition that brother wants is here. I can sell it to brother at a 30% discount." Xiao Fan said disdainfully, "I said that you are really a dog who can't change your shit. Don't tell me you haven't recognized the situation in front of you. It's come to such a point. You still want to cheat me, you bastards. Tell me the truth. How much is it worth?" Brother Ho took a while to say, 100 million is still there." Xiao Fan snorted, "You bastard. Now to be honest, do you want to cheat me so much money? And you not only want to cheat me so much money, but also want my life, so I can let you go so cheaply, past you?" Brother Ho suddenly asked calmly, "So you won't let me go no matter what? If you really don't want to let me go, then we will die together here. Tell you the truth about my monitoring, the system is very advanced. As long as the system detects that I am dead here, the arsenal will explode immediately. At that time, you will be blown to pieces. And I can tell you that my people in the monitoring room are watching. Look at us. As long as you dare to attack me, he will also start the explosion procedure here. Double insurance ensures that you will be blown to pieces." Xiao Fan sneered and said, "Damn it, I really didn't expect you to be so thoughtful and vicious, Brother Ho. It seems that I underestimated you before." Brother Ho said triumphantly, "Now I know that I am not easy. In fact, I don't want to die with you. I also want to survive. How about we two have a good talk? I also know that you are very unhappy. It's simple. Why don't we continue our business? Here's an armament worth 100 million. I'll give it to you at a 30% discount, and then we'll still be good brothers." Xiao Fan said coldly, "If I disagree with your proposal, and I only want your life, What do you think you should do? Brother Ho said viciously. I know you are very capable. And you can definitely kill me, but you will be smashed to pieces at that time. Why bother to be hurt? Although there was some unpleasantness between the two of us before, but I apologize to you and make compensation, Xiao Fan sarcastically said. Are you going to say that you are forgiving and keep a line in your life so that we can meet in the future? Brother Ho asked back. Is there something wrong with this sentence? Xiao Fan sneered and said, I like to do what I do, and I will never leave a line. Since you want to kill me and grab my woman, why should I leave a line for you? Don't you just rely on you to make the arms here explosion? I'll let you take a look right now. Is it possible for you to cause the munitions here to explode? Brother Ho didn't understand what Xiao Fan's words meant, and he was a little confused for a while, but in the next second, he understood what it meant, because a scene that could be called a miracle happened right in front of his eyes. Nearly 100 million munitions were stored in his huge warehouse, all of which disappeared in an instant. He just watched as he disappeared like that, completely feeling like he was in a dream. Liu Zi and his companions were completely turned into steaks. Xiao Fan raised his hand and slapped Brother Ho heavily, slapped him awake, and said sarcastically, Isn't it very interesting? Have you never seen such a wonderful magic trick? You are lucky to see such a beautiful one today. Magic, even if you die where you want. Brother Ho completely lost all his whole cards at once, and knelt down in front of Xiao Fan with a plop, kowtowing non-stop. He kowtowed and begged, Brother, no, big brother, it was my fault. It was my little brother who didn't notation. I didn't know that big brother had such amazing methods. Little brother, I really shouldn't threaten you. Your lord, remember the villain. Just treat me like a fart and let me go. At this time, Brother Ho has completely given up all his dignity, and in order to survive, he has completely become a grandson. Xiao Fan sneered, I used to think highly of you, but now you look like a big bastard. The more I look at you, the more I get annoyed, so I decided to send you on your way. Xiao Fan had a gun in his hand at some point, and it was a submachine gun. Brother Ho was completely sure in his mind that Xiao Fan was not alone at all, even if he wasn't a ghost, but he was more terrified than a ghost. He shouted in horror, Brother, no, you are my own father. As long as you don't kill me, I will tell you a big secret about Mu Hong. Hearing that it was about Sister Hong, Xiao Fan didn't shit for the time being and asked, What's the secret? Tell me right away. Brother Ho hurriedly said, Father, if I tell you this secret, can you spare my life? Xiao Fan shot suddenly without saying a word, and the submachine gun in his hand spat out merciless flames. Chapter 50 Unexpected Surprise. Looking at the three corpses that had been beaten into a hornet's nest, Brother Ho was so frightened that he passed out. The more vicious people are, the more they are actually the most afraid of death. This kind of people usually don't take other people's lives seriously, but when it's their turn, they cherish their lives extremely. As long as they can survive, they can do anything. Things that have no bottom line come out. Xiao Fan kicked him hard and woke up Brother Ho, who had fainted from fright. Xiao Fan squatted in front of him and asked, Now you have one last chance. Tell me, what do you know about Sister Hong? What secret? Brother Ho didn't dare to bargain anymore, and hurriedly replied, Actually, I have always liked Mu Hong. In order to get her, I have been inquiring about her sister. I want to help her find her sister secretly, so that her thank you for being my woman willingly. Xiao Fan asked, How did you know that Sister Hong has a missing sister? Brother Ho quickly explained, I heard what Su Xia said. Xiao Fan nodded and asked, Have I heard any news from you? Brother Ho replied, I've been mobilizing all my resources to find out, and I just got a piece of inaccurate news that there is a female travel anchor who is very similar to Mu Hong's age and is probably her younger sister, because I also, after seeing her short video, even though her video has widening and beautification turned on every time, I can still tell that she is very similar to Mu Hong. Xiao Fan couldn't help lamenting that he didn't expect to get such news by accident, which would save him a lot of trouble, and what's more valuable is that he saved a lot of time. He originally planned to find someone to hack into the ID information database, because Mu Hong lost was a twin sister. She must be the same as Mu Hong. Then he can find out who Mu Hong's sister is by comparing the photos, and further obtain her sister's ID card information, but it seems that this is completely unnecessary now, because Brother Ho has helped a lot. This guy is also willing to pay for a woman. It can be imagined that helping Mu Hong find her sister in the vast crowd must have paid a heavy price. Xiao Fan asked, Tell me her account number. Of course Brother Ho didn't dare to hide anything, so he hurriedly revealed the account number. Xiao Fan immediately took out his mobile phone to verify. Sure enough, there was nothing wrong. She should indeed be Mu Hong's younger sister. She looks too similar. She doesn't need DNA verification at all. What's more important is that this account released the latest short video. It's in my own city, and this short video also has a live preview, and the live broadcast will be at 8 o'clock tonight. Xiao Fan smiled slightly. What does it mean to walk through the iron shoes and find nowhere to go? This is what it means to get everything without effort. Of course, Brother Ho at this time has no use value at all, so he can go on the road with peace of mind. Amidst the screams of Brother Ho's last life in this world, he also turned into a bloody hornet's nest. Xiao Fan has never been merciful to his enemies, not to mention that this guy not only seeks his wealth, but also kills him, and even robs his woman. He deserves death. Xiao Fan walked out of the arsenal, and with his own strength, forcibly closed the whole of the arsenal, then walked out of the room. Mu Hong and Su Xia immediately went up to meet them. Xiao Fan looked at Su Xia apologetically and said, "Sister Xia, I'm very sorry. I don't know whether the news I brought is good news or bad news. Now you are completely free." After the education, he felt very ashamed and decided to never leave this room again. Su Xia stared into Xiao Fan's eyes. She wanted to see whether the firefighters were joking or serious. After watching for a long time, she confirmed that Xiao Fan was not joking. Su Xia suddenly said with a heavy burden, "Mr. Xiao, I am really very grateful to you for letting me be free. Now I can finally be a man again. I don't have to be anyone's plaything anymore." "Thank you very much." Mu Hong looked at Su Xia and asked, "Sister, do you have any plans for the future?" Su Xia shook her head and replied, "I'm also in a mess right now. I don't have any plans. I need to calm down, and then I can think about future plans after I calm down." Mu Hong suggested, "Sister, why don't you leave here with me first? The two of us also have a companion, and you don't need to think about it alone. We also have a care for each other. What do you think?" Su Xia looked at Xiao Fan, obviously asking for Xiao Fan's opinion. Xiao Fan smiled and said, "Sister Xia, you should be a companion with Sister Hong. You are good sisters, but now that something like this happened, I am very worried about you staying here alone. Why don't I feel more at ease if I have a companion with Sister Xia?" Although this woman is no longer clean, and Xiao Fan doesn't have any other thoughts about her, at least this woman has a good heart, and she is very loyal to Sister Hong. Ordinary friends can still be friends. Only then did Su Xia say, "Then I won't be polite. I thank you too." Xiao Fan drove away with Mu Hong and Su Xia. Mu Hong sat in the passenger seat and looked at Xiao Fan and asked, "What's going on?" Xiao Fan didn't speak, but just gave her a reassuring look. Mu Hong is also a very shrewd woman. She understood everything immediately, so she didn't ask any more questions. But Xiao Fan said, "I tell you great news, but I don't know how Sister Hong plans to thank me." When Mu Hong heard this, she asked with a very surprised expression on her face, "Have you heard about my sister?" Xiao Fan teased on purpose, "Sister Hong, with the tone of your question, even if I have news about your sister, I won't tell you. I don't even have a title." "I know who you were asking." Su Xia in the back seat couldn't help laughing and said, "Good sister, your man wants you to be sweeter." "You won't be able to hear it," Mu Hong said embarrassingly. "You are 2 years younger than me. There are some things I really can't say." Xiao Fan coughed and said, "Anyway, I'm not in a hurry. When I hear a satisfactory address, when will I tell you the news? If I don't hear a satisfactory address for a day, I won't tell you the news. Let me tell you." "See who is in a hurry." Su Xia, who was sitting in the back seat, couldn't help but tremble with laughter. This woman is really very charming, but it's a pity that she is not clean. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.